Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragonriders, a Song of the Damned. My name is PB, or Peter, and I am your Dungeon Master. And I am joined, as always, by my wonderful friends, my little subbies, the apples of my eyes. I don't actually know what that saying means, so I know it usually applies to children, or whatever. Hi, we have Callum, he plays Aegis. We have Tommy, he plays Arlir. We have Alex, who plays the Ruined, and it's correct on stream for the first time ever.
Very nice. Damn. Special occasion.
And Samo, who plays Zila. Okay, there was no fanfare for Samo playing Zila. Not even a wave from Samo himself, just like...
yeah, I made myself notice with the Ruined guy already.
It's that German humour.
Yeah, hello.
When we last left off our adventurers, they had been traveling south from the Lelion Mountains all the way down. Yeah, hold on. If I press this button, all the way down near the Kingdom of Elysia. Here, they had been trying to find a way out of the mountain pass so that they could return to their fellow refugees and lead them out the mountains. They came across the small mining village of Melimelle, where things seemed dire. Little food, little resources, almost a ghost town. And after talking to some of the denizens of the village, they discovered a dark fate had befallen it. Years and years and years ago, there was a collapse in the mine, and most of the villagers were lost. The only survivor, the leader of the village, is now drunk. And much of the village blames the dwarf guide, the gentleman who could read the stones and tell them whether it was safe to mine or not. Sensing something a little bit suspicious going on, the party decided to investigate further and took the dwarf Morkel to the mines, where they discovered that while there had been a cave-in, it wasn't one of natural cause and had been cleared away by the miners still within. The miners, however, weren't of a mind of their own. They had been possessed by some sort of gemstone, and when the party tried to attack the gemstone, the miners turned on them, and many were killed in the ensuing combat. We pick back up in the mines, where you are surrounded by the dead miners who you slew, and the body of Morkel, the dwarf companion, who, while mind-controlled, Zila slew.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
My bad. Little boo-boo.
Alright. So just a couple of orders of business. Where we had last left off, we just ended it right after the combat ended, where you had destroyed the gemstone Zila. You'd also discovered a broken blade, which you know to be owned by the leader of the camp. Not the camp. That's not the right word. The village. Yeah. So Lihua Esfa, you had mentioned that her parents or her ancestors' blade had been left in the mines, and you recovered that. Also, basically all of the miners who were still kind of shambling their way towards you all collapsed. So combat is over, but you're still in the mines. What do you guys want to do?
Is there anything else of interest in this room now that the crystal has shattered? Like any sort of maybe active remains or anything that points to anything else that may have been behind this weird crystal?
No, there doesn't appear to be anything else. The only thing that does appear to be basically as soon as Zila struck the last blow, it shattered and pretty much all of it became just like faded glass in terms of color. You know, not with the bluish hue, not glowing. The only exception being one piece, fairly small, maybe fits in the hand sort of size, that Zila has pocketed herself. Okay. So Zila does have a shard that is much fainter in its glow than the overall gemstone was, but it does still, you know, slightly shimmer with magical energy.
In that case, I'll just kind of like let my shoulders slump and just say, is everyone okay?
Aye.
He just runs away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't respond. I'm gonna go head over to Morkel's dead body.
I will do the same.
Okay. I mean, you stayed with Morkel when he died, so you know he's definitely dead.
Yeah. I'm gonna,
Actually,
as best I can, clean him up so we can transport him out.
Sure. Roll me a medicine check.
Okay. He's still alive as I'm poking at his fucking right, medicine. It's one of them ones I have to do this for.
Did Zila decapitate him, or did he just like slash his neck?
Slashed her.
slash the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she slashed
Yeah.
his neck.
Which probably also de-bearded him now that I think about it.
No!
Yeah.
Let me sew it back on quick.
With a 9, he appears to, like, the blood appears to have largely stopped.
Okay.
So
That's a good thing at least.
you can try and clean him up, but yeah, he's not going to be like continuing to like blur out blood as you move him, basically.
Well, I just want to remove the worst of it off, like from around his neck.
Okay, we'll use that 9 as your roll. You don't really have the proper supplies to do it. You do a job, but it's, you know, it's not hiding what happened,
Okay.
basically.
I wasn't trying to hide what happened. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't as gruesome.
Yeah, it's still pretty gruesome.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
If anything, now you just look more gruesome in comparison because you're now covered in blood as well. You didn't really attack in the last combat. The only attack you did do was a firebolt over at this lantern, which you ignited.
Also stab the ruined.
You did stab the ruin, that's correct. But now your hands are coated in blood because you've been trying to clean up Morkel's body.
Oh. Cool. I guess I'll just try and lift him up.
Okay.
I'll help.
From under his armpits.
Cool. If Zila's going to help, then yeah, no roll necessary or anything.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Kypheria turns around. And the others, they just collapsed, she says, and she's looking down in this section here.
They've been dead a long time.
So we're safe?
Well, wouldn't say safe, but not immediately in danger.
She kind of gives you an okay nod and keeps her weapons drawn. But she'll stop crouching.
We know what happened here all these years ago. We should take our leave.
Okay.
Do these deformed people have any clothes on?
They do have the scraps of clothing covering the private parts because modesty.
Okay, so nothing with pockets.
No.
Okay. I'll,
Yoink.
move on up then.
I'll pick up one of these.
One of who?
The bodies.
Well, Morkel is currently being hoisted by Aegis and
Oh, he's
Seela,
right. Okay.
and the other one's just one of the miners.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get the miners as well.
Okay.
I figured we might as well do a body retrieval while we're here.
Okay, you pick up one of the miners. You're strong. I'm not gonna make you do a roll.
Nice.
They're emaciated, so
Perhaps we should try and find that woman closer to the lift. Bring her home.
This? Shava or whatever the fuck? Yeah.
yeah.
I think I may have.
Shoved your sword through the back of her head. Yeah. Yeah, you did. It was either you shoved it through the back of her head or you shoved it up through her chin. I can't remember which one you did specifically to her. You were doing a lot of the chin stabs, but I feel like you might have like flanked that one and gone through the back of the head. Either way.
Aegis is gonna clean her up, and it's all gonna be good.
Chin stab's always a good staple with rapiers.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone chin stab anyone with a rapier in fiction, but okay.
I mean, if Needle is a rapier, then...
Oh yeah, that's true.
Arya did.
Needle's an epee, really, but
Yeah. It's all the same thing.
it's a piratey sword. I'll give you that. But
Yeah.
all right. So you're just gonna leave the mines then, and is everyone gonna help move bodies, or is it just gonna be Arlia moving all the bodies other than Morquell?
I mean,
I'll help.
Are these ones down here? Are they similar like the? I'm guessing these are some of the less deformed ones, right?
Nope, exactly the same level. Oh well, the same level deformed as the rest of them. So not the like weird ones that had like the slack jaws.
Oh right, but like the same as
Java.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Blue
I wanna-
tears, misty eyes, all that stuff.
Yeah, I want to hop down and just see if like they're actually still alive, like if they still have a pulse after collapsing.
Roll me a medicine check.
oh boy.
Oh boy, I should have gone proficiency in this.
No, you shouldn't
Oh,
have.
not bad.
With a dirty 20, they are still barely clinging on to life. But when I say barely clinging on to life, with the level that someone who's been in their deathbed for days, just on palliative care, would be alive. They are hanging on by a thread, maybe with magic, healing, or maybe with just incredibly good medical care, they could come back. But realistically, they are hanging on by a hair to life. And if you leave them, they will just pass because they've been that close for a long time.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
of the group you can see here, there's only 4 of them left. Because these were the last 4 coming to you. So unless there's any further back, there are 4 in that state. The rest you have killed.
Yeah. Okay, how many? Okay, so
Would splitting a health potion between all of them a little bit, would that work?
If you're going to use health potions, I'm going to warn you now, it's going to be a health potion for each person.
Fuck.
would I, with that roll, would I know if we manage to get them out of here? Is there still a chance, or like if we move them, will that just be it for them?
If you remove them from here with an incredibly good medicine roll, just like natural medicine, they could spring back. But it would be an incredibly high DC. With something like a magic healing or a potion of healing, they could cling on to life for a little bit longer, but they're still going to need medical care. The DC would be lower, but they're still going to need medical care one way or another. So really, potions of healing or healing spells is going to buy them time to get them to a proper healer.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
In that case, I'm just gonna shout over for Aegis then.
Oh, Me. I,
Yeah. Could you come here for a second?
sure, sure.
I think we'll be moving the
Are we still
body.
holding on to Woggle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we would both just be moving it at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'll lay him down gently then and head over.
Okay, Zila, if you want, you can probably support his weight on your own.
Yeah, I'll carry him on myself then.
It's hard,
It's
but
fine if I just go down here and don't
Yeah, it's
go
fine.
around because I can't be asked.
Cool. Head over.
I think there may be a slim chance that we could do something for these people.
I see.
Do you
Uh.
have any healing magic or any potions left?
I'm afraid with the magic, I'm still sort of not at that stage.
Oh. Does anyone else have any potions? I'll ask around.
I have one.
check.
I'll take one out.
I have 2 on me.
I have 1.
none, says Kytheria. Kytheria, I can't remember whether she gave one to you, Ruined, or whether she used one. Either way, she used the one that you gave her. I just can't remember if she used it on you, potentially, because I think she might have injured you. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, potentially, because I gave mine up for that woman to try and heal her before, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so.
didn't have one.
I think there was a fun little trade there. Anyways, either way. Yeah, so she's out.
Since it's dark out and I'm pretty fast currently, how long would it take for me to hurry back and get help?
If you're gonna leave Morkel here
Yeah, just rushing back, like
to get
booking it.
there, 5 minutes or so. To get back with someone probably closer to 10 minutes back. That's assuming you convince them pretty quickly, basically. These people could potentially last for 15 minutes. They're not going to last for an hour, let's put it that way.
I
mean,
I could. Oh, sorry.
I was
What?
just gonna say, like, obviously I can do this in character as well, but if everyone's okay with giving up potions, we have 4. There are 4 people. If Samo runs back, we can begin to try and move them, get them as far in as possible, so that if people do come back, there's like less way to go.
I mean, I'm happy using mine.
Yeah, I'm happy to give a potion.
There is one thing to note that you'd all be aware of anyways. You didn't see anywhere in Melimelle that looked like a healer's house. Or an apothecary.
Like, if we were to use the potions, would they still need proper medical care? Like,
Yes, but you'd buy them days rather than hours.
Personally, I
have-
think
do we have a healer back in camp? Like
Back in the refugees camp?
Yes.
Yes. Not one who could have cured the ruined, but maybe could cure these people.
Is that a realistic time window?
It
If we
was
were to
more
give them
than it was more than a week away, I think.
What about Die?
You don't know if Dai's a healer.
Damn, that's a good point, Di.
And you
Yeah.
might have experience though.
Mm.
You might just pick some shit up.
I mean, that's kind of the only option, right? We take them back and try, or we just leave them here and they die.
Well, if Samo is gonna go get, I'm assuming you're gonna get the head woman. Can't remember her name.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to the tavern asking if there's a healer or like the most proficient when it comes to stuff like that.
Because I'm happy to waste it, but at the same time, if we rock up and like, hey, we found these people down in the mines, we've given them days to live. It's your problem now. That could be very fucked up.
Well, you could look at it that way. You could look at it as they can maybe actually say goodbye, get some closure.
I mean, you saying that it will take a certain amount of time if I get back. I could also just tell them they come to the mines at their own pace, like really quickly, but I can get there faster. Tell them, okay, help is coming or help is not coming. so we can, for a few minutes, wait with the healing potions until I'm back. That should be in the time window.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
We can still make the decision then.
I think we just do that then.
Okay.
Because, from my perspective, if they have a chance at life, then it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. Like, if they have a chance and they, you know, want to live, they should be given that chance.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hurry back then, I guess.
Cool. Okay.
Quickly.
Not going to bother moving to the next map or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you dash off, running basically as fast as you can, and you get to the tavern. Let's roleplay it out. What do you do?
But who's in the like main room thingy?
The same people who were there before. So the barkeep.
Is Dai there?
Dai is there. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll run up to the counter and I guess to the barkeep and to Dai, I'll just say, need help. We've found survivors and they're clinging onto life. Does anyone here know anything about medicine or healing or anything of that sort?
What do you mean? Says the gentleman who gave you the story before. You found survivors?
It's complicated. Just I'll tell you everything you need to know. Just anyone, and I'll look around.
I'm no. Fuck. What's the term for it? I'm no witch doctor, but I will aid where I can. Says Dai, standing up. And a bunch of other villagers basically volunteer to help in whatever way they can, but there are no healers here.
Okay, in that case, the villagers lead Dai to the mine, and I'll zoom back.
Okay. You get back within 5 minutes then, so 10 minutes have passed in total.
Okay. So I'm still alone because I hurried back.
Yeah, you ran ahead.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dai said he wasn't a healer, but he will do the best, like his best he can, and a few other people also volunteered to help. So I guess that's our best shot.
In that case, if we're going to be moving them out of here, I suggest we give them the potions.
I agree.
Okay. I will start administering health potion.
Okay.
Shall delete mine out of my inventory.
I will put down the corpses for a moment.
Yeah, during this 10 minutes, give me just an athletics check. Arlo.
Okay.
Stack break.
It's only one.
Oh, that's so close on my screen as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
What the fuck's my burger at, man?
Clearly your burger delivery person didn't roll a 23 on their athletics check, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm
Nat
not
one.
I'm not going to bother moving all of the bodies, but are you moving the living people or the corpses first, Arlo?
I'm going to prioritize the living first.
Okay. Then you have moved all of the living, but no one else after the 10 minutes have omitted. Unless anyone else is helping you. Is anyone else helping?
I probably won't be, because I'll try and stay central to everyone, just so that everyone has light, so they can actually see what they're doing.
Gotcha.
I will help.
Okay, you've probably moved an extra 2 corpses then. I'm not going to bother moving the corpses because that's effort, but I am going to move the living. So.
Well, the living got more right because they're living.
It's, no one has rights, they're just fucking PNGs.
Damn.
Viva la revolution, NPCs.
We are the NPCs now.
I'll
The voice of the voiceless.
I'll take Morkel with me, by the way.
That's fine. I will move more cool because I realised I left him behind. The last of us left behind.
The homie.
Well, he wasn't that much of a homie if you cut his throat.
Well, I was mind controlled, so he was very much a homie. I saw him as an ally. Yeah.
That's what Stormfang said.
Which time?
First time? Question mark.
Alright. So this is where we find you then, near the opening to the mines. Zila, you turn. What do you want to do?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's just what I told them. Wait, they've used the potions already, right?
Yes, I believe so. Everyone's used their potions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in that case, we just leave, right?
Are you continuing to move bodies? Dead bodies? Or are you... So you brought the people to this camp. Or not to this camp, sorry, to this mine. Are you lot just leaving entirely? Or you can continue moving bodies? Are you going to wait here? What are you doing?
I figure we'll get the living to the town, and then we can come back for the bodies another time.
Okay. Then this scene will probably unfurl... Okay, Sama, you were going to say something, sorry.
Just one last quick thing, because I don't know if they have one back there. Is there like a shovel around and somewhere that I can just grab?
Not that you
It's like
saw.
the entrance of a mine.
Not that you saw, no.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll head back.
Alright. Then this encounter will occur not where we actually are on the map, but about halfway between the mine and the village. As you're walking at this point, it is 6:30-ish at night in winter or late autumn, so you know, it is pitch black. You can just about see the warmth of the village ahead, and obviously if the ruin still has his swords illuminated, then your immediate vicinity is illuminated.
Dropping that.
You're not dropping that?
Nah.
And as you kind of go through the bamboo forest, you come to a crowd of people heading in your direction. The crowd appears to be numerous people from the village, not just the people who are in the tavern, but other people who've joined as well. And Dai is there amongst them. As they see you lot, they all kind of pause cautiously. Obviously, Zila, you told them what was going on, and that has been spread, but still, they see a bunch of people covered in blood, one of them with flaming swords walking towards them with a bunch of corpses, so there is just a moment of, like, yeah, pause. These are the survivors, says one of the people from the crowd.
Call it that.
What else would you call them?
Well, they're not survivors for long if we're just standing around waiting.
How could they have survived? Says someone else from the crowd. I don't understand. It's been years. They didn't have any food.
They seem to be in some kind of stasis. Some magical crystal kept them together. Barely.
You went into the mines, says Liha, as she pushes her way to the front of the crowd.
She's still drunk?
She's still slightly staggering, but she seems more sober than she was before.
Okay.
The mines were off limits.
Well, nobody was doing anything, so we figured we're outsiders, we'll take matters into our own hands, and I'm glad we did. Now, is this really the time to be talking about what's off limits, or actually helping these people?
How do you know you're helping them?
Because they still have a pulse?
They've been in pain these decades. Had we not gone in, they would continue to be in pain.
How do you know whatever was keeping them this way isn't still keeping them this way?
Because we destroyed it.
And what about him? She gestures towards Morkel, whoever's carrying Morkel at this point.
It'll be. Well, that's. Let that be my problem.
Your problem.
My problem. At this, and I'll nod over to, like the. What is it? Three people?
Four.
No, four. 4 people. That are clinging to life. Seems to be your problem currently.
Well, I think we should try and help these people. We don't have any healers here. What we do have is a dead man. A dead man who could have explained a lot of what was going on. So I think
Right, so you
that's
don't
my
trust us, is that it?
problem. Outsiders who break the law find it hard to trust.
So we go in here in this forgotten mine that you guys are too scared to enter and come out with 4 living people. And we are somehow the bad guys here?
What I'm saying is that the only person who could have explained what was going on, the only person who caused these people to be trapped in the first place is now dead.
I don't think he had much explanation for you, even when he was living. Otherwise, he would have had answers earlier.
He had nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna let either the Ruined or Ale make a persuasion check here.
May I do it?
Yes. I just wanted to give a little bonus if I could.
Oh, come on.
Roll initiative. Roll initiative. Do you have inspiration?
Yeah, do you have an
Just
I
remind
do.
me.
I do have inspiration. I'm going to use it.
That's a lot.
Better.
You said that.
Yeah.
You see a shift in the crowd, people uneasy. They're still taken aback by the fact that there are any survivors. There is disbelief, there is caution, there is, people very much unsure how to react. And then comes the leader, and the leader is even more cautious than them, even more defensive than them. And then you come in, and you say something that rings more true than what she's saying. I'm gonna get her to roll something real quick. Perhaps not. But I guess we'll never know.
Answers do not matter right now. Doing what we can for these people. You have a chance at closure. I don't know why you're wasting time.
You're right. Let's get them back to the village.
Oh, cheeseburger.
I thought that was him reacting to having avoided a fight.
Let's get them back to the village. Oh, cheeseburger. Some weird Elvish the man just spoke.
It's canon in songs. The elves created cheeseburgers.
The ancient Elvish fucking saying, "Oh, cheeseburger."
You know, when you think about elves like living in like, you know, natural paradise in kind of perfect harmony with nature and trees and plants, what have you, the immediate thing that springs to mind is cheeseburgers, right?
Cheeseburger, yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
I can't think of anything more harmonious with nature than cheeseburger.
What these elves think these elves think cheeseburgers was grow on trees.
All right, you get them back to the village.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Once you get them back to the village, what do you guys do?
I mean, it is getting very late.
I'm assuming we're literally just in the village still with the, like, people on death's door, right? They haven't been already taken anywhere.
Yeah, they're going to be taken to the tavern because that's got the most space for them, and they can just kind of put them on tables for now. There aren't, yeah, there's no like med bay or anything, and while some of them did have houses, a lot of those houses haven't been occupied in so long that they've basically fallen into disrepair.
I mean, I'll probably just follow into the tavern then and help out however I can. Just lend my services if anyone needs me to do anything.
Can I roll something to maybe remember if Morkel had like a shovel in his shed? Because I know he had like a bunch of tools in there.
You can just go and investigate if you want.
Okay, cool. I will not go to the tavern.
No roll needed. You can just go and look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has a shovel.
Cool. So I'll grab. I think I would have just split off the party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go bury him behind his house.
Didn't he have a wife?
He mentioned he had a wife who had died a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't actually think he specifically mentioned his wife had died a long time ago, but he mentioned his wife, and he doesn't appear to have a wife.
Yeah.
Well remembered. He did briefly mention that his wife nagged him or something.
Yeah.
Imagine if she was still alive and she just sees someone burying a
That's
husband
what I was
behind the house.
Hi there.
Don't worry about this, it's fine.
He wanted this.
Oh, he said goodbye, by the way.
You know, right before I stabbed him.
Yeah.
It's like, did he? All I heard was.
Okay.
It's the most fucked up shit I've ever seen.
Well, I accidentally moved a random commoner with you to go bury Morkel. Zila's just burying some poor elvish woman
I'm
alive.
still alive.
It's just like one of the
Sounds dead to
youths,
me.
like, oh, I threw rocks at him, but he was actually a good guy.
Yeah.
Gonna quickly check on dinner. Uno momento.
You put a cat in the oven?
I was going to say, is that what you named the cat? R.I.P.
Didn't answer both our questions.
Yeah. We're funny men, but we're not given the funnies. Alright, so Ruined, you're helping out where you can. Aegis, what are you doing?
I was gonna say I was also like to help out where I can, but I might ask. Assume they don't have like a let's just say it. I'm trying to think of the word. I assume they don't have anyone. Like, I assume they have a healer here, but not like a hospital.
They have no
Hence the reason
healers
they're in
here.
the
They
town.
have people who can
They have no
bandage.
healers
They
whatsoever.
have people who can bandage scratches and what have you. They
Right.
do not have a dedicated healer of any kind.
So they don't have any sort of supply of medicinal stuff whatsoever.
They have like the very, very basics of like, you're a farmer and I know how you spread this thing and that you'll grow an herb or what have you.
Right. I mean, if they do know where that is, can I attempt to procure some?
Sure. That'd be a nature roll then.
Cool.
Leo.
Unfortunately, it's late, you're tired, it's an unfamiliar environment, you're unsuccessful.
Ah, darn.
Guys of Grinch.
Okay, then. I guess I'll just spend that time looking for herbs.
By the way, Callum, like,
Mm.
I know the way you're playing your character,
Mm.
but will you be making any, Actually, it will probably still be good for you for saving throw DC.
You'll have to ask my character that.
Okay.
That's the laugh. That's the laugh he'll do when he has to play the.
That
role
is
where
the
Alex
laugh.
not
I'll
there.
do.
Yeah.
You'll get nothing out of me, Copper, unless you ask Aegis.
Alright, well, I'll wait for Aegis to come back then.
Oh yeah, what are you doing?
I'll probably go back to the mine and start getting corpses on the lift.
Okay. So you spend the next probably hour or two doing that.
Mm-hmm.
A handful of villagers will assist you.
Okay.
But Aegis, you go out looking for herbs to no avail. The ruined, you're helping where you can with, keeping these people as in good condition as they can be. And Zila, you're burying Morkel. Okay. That's, I guess, how you all spend the evening then. Once you're done with that, do you all rest up for the night?
I wanna go find that Liwa
Lihua.
person. Yeah.
She's in the tavern.
Is anyone around? Or is it just her?
No. Quite a lot of people in the tavern because that's where the bodies have been brought.
Okay. Well, I'll. Where is she? Okay, I'll. Doing this with my left hand is a bit. Okay.
Please don't ever on the internet again say that you're doing something with your left hand without any explanation.
Yeah, I'm eating with my right hand, man. Alright.
I'm just
Anyway.
gonna open this door to see where I am. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll go sit down next to her, and I'll just take out the broken moonblade thingy that I got and put it like on her side of the counter.
Okay.
See what she says.
You found this in the mines.
Z likes eating. I did. Not its best condition, but
Like this village, I suppose. She says. She takes it off the bar and kind of starts inspecting it.
I suppose. But it can be repaired.
I doubt it. Did they have moonblades wherever you were from?
They had. Yeah.
And did your people know how to forge them? I will say before you give me an answer there, moonblade forging is a incredibly rare and near lost secret. Some people do know how to do it, but it's exceedingly rare, and most of the people who do know how to forge them are in the Elvish Kingdom.
I mean, considering what my village is like and like the characteristics, it would make sense for them to know how to do it, right?
If you want them to, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that can fit, yeah.
Cool. In that case, I'll say, well, yes.
Well, then your home is clearly one that's retained a lot of lost secrets.
Could say that.
She tosses it across the bar. Not like tosses it across the bar, but like basically like drops it and lets it scatter towards you. Says, "Why don't you fucking keep it then?"
I'll pick it up and
Sorry about the cameras, everyone. Loading notes and it's breaking the cameras briefly.
I'll get up and I'll kind of walk around so she can't hear me anymore. And I'll ask the barkeep if there is something like a smith nearby. Or like an anvil or something I can like try and fix the blade with. Assuming that this is like a mine. Maybe this isn't too far-fetched, I don't know.
Not here, no. We didn't have any smiths. Probably closest place would be the map is loading.
Ah, okay.
Let's see if it loads any quicker on this application. Probably the closest place would be Nilnaed. It's a small city not far from here. A couple of days.
Alright, but can you give me the name again of the city?
Nilnaed. I can put the spelling in for you.
That would be amazing.
What, can't you spell my fancy elvish words, Samo?
I absolutely... Yeah, for example, I didn't even realize there was an N in there. The first one, I mean.
You can pronounce them well, though.
Can?
Yeah. Just before you left, we went Archie's bugger.
True. Right. Yeah, that wraps up my upkeep. We can do other stuff. I'm taking notes.
Okay. What are other people doing?
Once I feel like there's not really much else for me to do, I'll just go and sit in the cabin by the bar and wait and see if Aegis comes back in first of all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably just be sat at the tavern with an ale.
I mean, by the time Alex is finished, you are definitely not finished by that point.
Okay.
But a while later, then, yeah.
Well, I suppose not. After I'm done with that, I'll be helping dig stuff. So,
Okay. Then, if that's the case, then Alia is not going to come back for many, many hours.
Busy bee.
Oh, also, is Liwa?
Liha.
Liha. Would she still be at the bar?
No, she probably left after she threw that sword away, but you could go looking for her if you want.
I won't bother. I will speak to the like if that dude is still there, and like the lady behind the bar as well.
The bartender has returned. The guy, he seems to have gone with Arlia to help with the bodies.
Oh, right, okay. I'll speak to the bartender then.
Okay.
While I wait for ages.
I know the feeling, waiting for ages.
Ha!
It's a reference to the fact that Tommy was late.
So was me and Alex.
Yeah, you were late by seconds, he was late by minutes. But also, if you think about it, we're late by days. And that's largely my fault, so...
Damn.
Alright. Yeah, you go and approach the bartender.
Hey, could I just have a chat?
She nods.
I was just wondering, this whole mine business was the shadow hanging over this town or village. Do you think there is much chance of there ever being any change?
Like, what, starting a new enterprise?
Yes, rebuilding. Maybe making it a little bit more cheerful.
I think a lot of people lost a lot here, and this place has been the ghost of a village for a long time. But you folks
And
who came in
everyone
here
is
and...
just... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But you folks who came in here and you gave us closure. I really don't know what that means, but... maybe.
Well, I hope it means you can move on. Because it breaks my heart seeing stuff like this. You all deserve more.
No, I appreciate you saying that. I think right now it's too early to start thinking about what comes next. I'm hoping, but I don't know.
Well, I imagine we'll be leaving this place soon, but I hope if one day we come back, it will be thriving, and I can see some smiles.
At that, she will give you a slightly weak but genuine smile of, you know, someone just being kind for the sake of being kind. And says, I don't know if I already mentioned, but you can all have the rooms upstairs for free tonight.
Oh, that is fabulous, but no, I'll just slide some gold over.
Okay. Do you want to slide some gold over? Because that's probably a little bit overkill for a room.
I'll slide a gold over then.
Okay.
All my money.
I mean, you already spent a lot of money on the mead and the whiskey, but hey, at least Sam got the whiskey back. Why are you shaking your head, man?
I'm keeping that whiskey till my character dies.
Pour one out for the homie, man.
The ruined is generous.
Bang.
but it, really? Is that not? Oh, here it is. Yeah, if you wanted, realistically, the price of a room here would be 1 silver. So 1 gold is very much overkill, but if you want to do that, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, no, I was just handling the gold.
Okay.
And I'll just say, now that your shackles are broken, it's up to you to take the first step forward.
With that, she looks a little bit taken aback. That's possibly a little bit more philosophical than she's used to, but you don't get the sense that it's not understanding it. It's just like, whoa.
And I'll give her a nod, and then I'll get up and just walk over to one of the tables, hoping that Aegis comes in soon.
Aegis can come in around this time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's you, Callum.
I know. It me.
Do you still have your swords
Aegis.
ignited, by the way, inside the tavern?
Oh no, I'd probably have them off by now. Yeah.
Just waving around his flaming rapier. It's like,
Your
Just
shackles
your
are
shackles-
broken.
your
gold.
your shackles are unchained now.
Fuck the bourgeoisie.
Anyways.
Aegis, I've been waiting for you.
Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, I've been out, but I haven't been doing much. But how can I help?
I managed to swipe some of those tears off of some of the, well, not sure if he's a survivor anymore. I don't think so. I think we may have killed him. But
Oh no! Oh god! Oh.
do I, like, obviously I see the description of what it does. Do I know that in character?
You do not know that in character.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say, seeing as it's, I'm assuming magical in nature and has some magic effect in liquids and stuff, I feel like that's more in your wheelhouse. I was wondering if maybe you'd like to take a look, see if you could make it, helpful.
I mean, I can certainly give it a go.
I will hand over the pearlescent tears then.
Cool. Do you have an alchemist cat, Aegis?
Yes.
Cool. Roll me with your alchemist supplies to try and identify these.
Excellent. Where is my alchemy kit? It's gonna be somewhere lower, so I have to move through to a new tab.
Yeah, it's near the bottom of your character sheet and tool proficiencies.
Yep.
I think you can also just click it in your inventory. Ooh. 6 ain't great.
Yeah, I would have, like, I don't know, moved to the corner of the room or somewhere with a table to pull out my supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have,
on
like,
top of one
just
of the
been,
unconscious bodies.
could I have been, like, watching over his shoulder?
Sure.
I don't know, man. I'll fucking do it in the corner.
Yeah. And then, could I also have a go at identifying it? Because I also have alchemy supplies.
Sure.
Do I just click on alchemy supplies, yeah?
Yep, that should work.
Yeah,
That's better. You have identified these. Do you want to read out what the pearlescent tears do for the group?
When you drink this potion, you gain a +1 bonus to your spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your spells for 1 minute.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
Just a nice little buff to your spells.
That's why I was asking Callum, because I'm pretty sure, like, the rest of us don't have any, like, spell attacks.
I mean,
I
it's,
have one small
One.
thing.
Mm,
it's also
but-
spell saves though,
Yeah.
so
yeah, true. I don't know. I just figured it would benefit Callum the most, being like the most
I mean,
magically
I would have. Yeah,
inclined.
I would agree.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can. We can certainly leave it with me, and you never know. Someone else could use it.
True. Yes. Well, you can hang on for them for now.
No, thank you. I start to sort of trail off with the words that I'm saying as I'm now like looking at this vial of the tears, like just really sort of like getting it back into my own head. Just not even realizing that the ruin's there.
I'm gonna try something real quick.
Oh,
I'll try something I've never tried before.
oh no, Aegis is about to disappear.
Ooh.
Oh,
A forced trade.
Can
Oh,
you then
Dragon
try
Ball.
and put yeah?
Oh.
I mean, I can spectate this.
Yeah, I assume you can do it yourself in the future, but I just thought I'd trial it out. Look at that. I got trading working again. So,
Hey.
at the very bottom, where you got all the players listed, do any of you see the request trade button?
Yes.
Cool, that's how you can trade in the future then.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to fucking RuneScape hack the fucking scam these nerds.
Alright.
Yeah. While he's like just kind of looking at the tears and not paying any attention, I just slap him on the shoulder and say, "Well, good night," and then just walk off.
Aegis, with his nervous disposition, drops the vial and breaks it.
Oh, God.
I'm assuming this is upstairs.
Correct.
Can I
Well done.
stop the ruined as he walks past me?
Sure.
Cool. Come back down here. Back.
Fall down the stairs again.
Get over here.
Yeah, backwards
Yeah.
on all fours.
Oh yes, can I help?
Because my character probably has no fucking clue what the fuck this is. I'll take out this little necklace that I found in the hag's den thingy. This holy symbol of ick. And I'll just kind of, I'm getting somewhat close so that what I hand to him is like not super visible for everyone, because as I said, I have no clue how quote unquote bad this is. And I'll say, I found this back where the hag was living. I'm not sure if you know what this is, but I'm sure it's in better hands with you.
Would I know?
Roll a religion check.
Probably wouldn't. I don't think.
With an 18, I'm going to say, yeah, you do. But you know it's a pretty rare god. The symbol of a cat represents Sanguinatus, the daemon of blood. A god, the pantheon underneath dusk. And in simplified religious terms, but with an 18 you would understand, it's more complex and deep than this, but generally speaking, a layman probably understands the dusk pantheon of daemons to be evil gods.
Well, this is certainly curious. Would I have any knowledge of like? I can't remember. Like, obviously, it was a while ago now, but I feel like I rolled to like see if I knew much about hags or anything, and I feel like I did kind of poorly.
Yeah, I don't think you did great with the hag roll.
So I probably wouldn't know that they'd really have anything to do with ick, because
Yeah.
yeah. say, well, I'll hang on to this. Maybe it will provide me some more insight into whatever this is.
That's what I thought as well.
All right.
How
Do you trade? Also,
Oh, yeah.
did I pronounce it correctly?
Eco sanguinatus. I almost stumbled there as well.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
how does one trade?
So go down to the bottom left corner and click Request Trade,
Ah,
and then you should be able to just click on the ruined and then select that token as the person you want to trade with.
just on the map.
Yeah, you just click the ruined, and then there should be a button on the pop-up that says like select that token.
Did
Hey,
it work?
I will accept.
Drag and drop. Bob.
I'm spectating. If you ever want to do these in private, by the way, you can also do these in private. There's a little private button that pops up.
Cool.
It should also work for shops, although I don't know if I've set up any shops really that way, but yeah, it should work with shops as well.
Cool.
We can get that full BG-free shop mechanics, including you
Yes.
accidentally giving things away for free because you don't realize you have to put money in sometimes.
Fuck.
I've done that at least twice, early access BG-free and first time trading in actual BG-free because it had been enough time that I'd forgotten.
I feel like that has happened definitely more often than twice to me. But yeah, shit happens.
Also, shout out to Tommy, who's not here currently. Callum, I posted this in the BG Free chat that I don't think you're in. So I was editing a BG Free video yesterday, and we're in a monastery. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but we're in a monastery, right? And we're like, okay, where do we go next? And Tommy goes, well, there's a way up to the roof over here, but there's nothing interesting up there. There is some very interesting stuff up there. We don't go to the roof. I was just like editing and just went,
Fucking Tommy,
that
man.
motherfucker. Which, to be fair, I haven't actually said this to Tommy, and he might have his headphones on, so he might be able to hear me right now. Credit where credit's due to him, or not credit where credit's due to him. In all fairness to him, it's also Alex who fucked us out of that cool stuff, because then Alex broke a statue later on that allowed us to do the second part of that cool stuff, so either way we couldn't do the cool stuff, but at least we could have seen the cool stuff. In other words, me and Sam are the only faultless people in that entire campaign. Anyways, you guys go to bed then?
Yes.
The entire
I do
campaign.
Name one thing that either of us did wrong.
I got brain dead.
Okay, you can all take a long rest then.
Hey.
Very nice. Well,
It's a new day.
Is new day?
Alia, you would come back in the dead of night.
Yeah.
And, if you wanted to take a long rest, then you got lot of probably waking up a little bit later. So let's make it like 10 a.m.
oh, room costs 1 silver, right?
The ruin paid for all of you with that gold easily.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
1 gold is 100 silver, so he's basically paid for all.
Riding off the coattails of our freer, the ruined.
Okay. Next day, what do you guys want to do?
I assume we would have probably chit-chatted a little bit here and there about the fact that we're probably leaving. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you kind of said to the bartender that you were probably leaving, so the bartender knows.
I'll suggest to the others that we could go to Nilnaed.
Nilnaed.
That. Yeah.
When I changed the names of a bunch of places in this world, a lot of them became more Elvish than they were originally as well. I think originally that was like, it wasn't Norwich, but like pronunciation-wise, it wasn't far off Norwich, and now it's Nilnaed.
That's not a bad thing.
It just makes it harder to pronounce, isn't it?
True.
Maybe I'll need to release a pronunciation guide as well. By the way, real quick as well, just something that I forgot that I did in the background while people were role-playing. If you go to the journal section of the game, and then at the bottom there's the quest log, which we used in Sundered Empire and Star Wars and what have you. What I've done in this, rather than, because we're not doing it as episodically, I'm not going to add quests in there for you guys necessarily. I might occasionally, but I've given you complete free reign of it. You now have access to create quests in there.
I don't have permission, it says.
Okay. That's told it to give you permission, but okay. That's fine. I'll go and double check what's going on there.
Oh yeah, same.
Maybe we need to restart the server or whatever. I don't know. You should have access, but either way. You don't have access to read it, or you don't have access to create something in it?
To add to the plus add quest at the top right.
Oh yeah,
But-
I don't either.
But realistically, I don't think it's that big of a deal this
No,
session.
it was just to let you guys do
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
you're right. It doesn't really matter this session. I'll have a little play with
Yeah.
it. Either way, I just figured if you guys wanted to set yourselves quests and keep reminders of that, you can obviously have it in your own journals, but you can also have it in a quest log if you want.
I'll definitely use that.
Cool. What are you guys doing then?
Can I roll a history on the place that Zyla suggested?
Sure, you can roll history. You've never heard of it. With a 9.
Do you know anything about this place?
Well, she told me about the place when I asked about a smith, so I assume it's definitely quite a lot bigger than this place, but apart from that, not really, no.
She also described it as a small city.
It's also a small city.
The two bits of information you got: small city has a blacksmith called
Yeah.
Nilnaed. 5 days away. Actually, you got quite a bit of information, really.
Actually, yeah, that's decent.
Should have space for them. Easy to keep their heads down.
I agree. We should still go ahead first, I feel like.
Pete,
Yes.
is Dai here? Is
Dai
he
is
up-
here,
up
yes.
and away now? Okay, cool.
The
Just
man.
noticed he was there, that was all. Yeah, I mean, how long will it take us to get there?
5 days.
Should probably acquire some provisions then for the journey.
I'm still good on provisions, and I can help Alia with hunting. Should
Just as a reminder, the agreement we made with hunting is that you can't do it during the journey. It's one time during the journey you can do it. You can't do it
Oh,
every day.
right.
So you can still
Right.
assist, but it's just like you're not going to be doing it every single day, basically.
No. But even then, I'm still good on provisions. I mean, I don't actually know how many provisions they have here.
It should
Like,
say.
it's...
Go into your backpack.
No, I mean, I know how many I have. I'm asking how many people,
Oh,
how many provisions these
I
people
have a
have,
one day.
look
have
in your
one
backpack,
provision.
because I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing last time. Then you looked in your backpack and went, "Whoa, I've got so many."
Oh wait, no, sorry. Where it said rations in brackets one day, I thought I only had one day, but no, I've got 7 of those, so I'm good for a week.
Yeah, I also got 7. I mean, if we can get provisions here, that's fine. I'm just not sure how available they are. I mean, I'll ask the barkeep.
Okay.
there's anything.
For you lot? We don't have a lot to spare, but I can get some stuff put together.
Great. How much would that set us back?
I insist. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Okay. They can supply you with 2 days worth of rations each. So just up yourselves all up to 9.
Coolio.
Apologies about that if you're watching live and in the VOD. It might be a weird cut. Alex was in the middle of talking while I was typing something in with my number pad and forgot that my number pad is the shortcut to various scene changes on OBS. So we briefly went to the Be Right Back screen without any audio. Sorry, Alex, you were saying something before I rudely interrupted.
Yeah, I was just going to say the only thing that I really want to do before we leave or do anything else is just check on the survivors again. I don't expect to see any like progress or anything. I just want to make sure they're not dead.
Okay, no roll necessary. Yeah, they are alive, but yeah, they haven't seemed to have improved or really massively deteriorated in the last couple of hours.
Okay, well, I'll count that as a good thing.
Okay. So let's go to the world map then, I think is probably the most useful thing.
Yeah.
So, is the plan to head towards Nilnaed and kind of scope that out, or is the plan to return to the refugees, or is there is it a third other thing?
Personally, I think we should go to the city. But
I agree.
Because we can't really bring the refugees back here, can we? Not with Lehigh.
Not
or
permanently, no.
Moody.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you've had Nilnaed revealed to you, so I'm going to briefly move. Oh, that's the ruined. I'm going to briefly try and move Zila. No, it's insisting on doing the ruined. Okay, let's try that one more time. I'm going to move Zila over to where Nilnaed is. And then back again. Has that revealed it for anyone else, or no?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
well, it was only you who got the description, Zila, so I'm fine with that. It's over there, though, for the rest of you. So,
Okay.
obviously, it'll be revealed to all of you when you get there, so. Cool. So, yeah, that is about 5 days. If you follow the road, you might be able to track a shorter route, but then you'd be going off-road, so it is up to you. What would you guys like to do?
Should we just take the 5 days?
I am happy to do that.
Yep.
As well.
Are we taking the same like order we had last time? Or like the same
roles?
roles? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't really think anything's changed that much to warrant having different roles.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, just shy of 5 days journey, basically. Okay.
Cool. I have to look at my roll again. What can I do?
Yeah, and let's go for a reminder of what we do. So we've set the route. 5 days is going to be a short journey once again. What is the weather? Okay. Okay, cool. I've decided the difficulty. I'm going to get out a post-it note so I can make notes while I'm doing this. You've all decided your roles, so then you need to decide on your preparations. So, as a reminder, if you go down to within your journal for these rules, if you go to make preparations, that should jump you to that section. You can read up which different options you want to do, or if you want me to read them out, I'm happy to go through those again.
Oh, good.
Where are the like preparations again?
So if you go into the journal for
Yeah.
Uncharted Journeys player version, on the left hand side you've got the different chapters. If you go down to journey rules and then go down
Journey
to
rules.
make preparations.
Alright.
To be fair, actually the section you're looking for is just underneath hurry up, we gotta go. So if you want to get right up there, it's hurry up, we gotta go.
Cool. I would like to share the load, Pete.
You want to share the load.
Yep.
Share the load isn't a preparation, that's a thing you do during the journey.
Oh, okay, sorry. I forgot.
That's alright. You know, I like being in this area of the world. The music's nice.
It is.
Do you know?
I would like to pack up.
Pack up. Okay. You lug, haul, and consolidate the party's supplies, then painstakingly organize them and pack them tightly to make them as easy as possible. Make a strength or constitution athletics check. On a success, reduce the journey difficulty by 2. That is a success.
I'd like to do seek advice, possible.
Okay.
With insight. Or do I have persuasion?
Yeah, so
I'll do persuasion.
you ask local inhabitants or travelers to provide advice about the journey you're about to make. So I imagine you're probably talking to the locals, potentially the bartender, about the road to Nilnaed.
Yeah.
And what are you going to go with, sorry?
Persuasion.
Cool.
Bonk. Ooh.
Nice.
A nat 20, hell yeah. Unfortunately, there's no special benefits for nat 20s here. But on a success, each party member has advantage on wisdom checks and saving throws until the journey's end. So, advantage on whiz until end. You know what though? Since you got a nat 20, I'm going to times it by 2, so you get 2 uses of it, because it says until you fail a roll. Cool.
I shall study the weather.
Okay, you survey the state of nature around you and do your best to forecast the weather, allowing you to prepare accordingly. Which is
Can
going to be
more than one?
You can only do one each. This is going to be really awkward, by the way, if you study the weather, get a good roll, like a nat 20, and then my module that randomizes the weather is like, tornado!
I think there is a slight possibility of a tornado.
There's always a slight possibility of a tornado.
It's never 0.
A 13, as you survey the state of nature around you and do your best to forecast the weather, a 13 is a success. You have reduced the journey difficulty by 2.
Nice. We shall be taking that.
I foresee that the journey difficulty is quite high because there is a tornado coming. We're steering clear of the tornado, boys.
What are you doing, Alex?
I'm trying to choose between carouse and consult the occult. I mean, there is a possibility I could reduce the difficulty again, but probably don't really need that. Advantage on all ability checks.
Bear in mind, you've already got advantage on wisdom, but you get advantage on everything else as well, to be fair.
No, I'll go with consult the occult, see if I can't get us a reroll on failed saving throws.
Okay, so Arcana or Religion?
Go with Arcana.
You spend a few hours practicing esoteric traditions to search for signs and portents concerning the difficulties that lie ahead. With a 14, that is a success.
And seeing the future. He also sees the tornado.
Very nice.
Cool. Alright. So, in total, you've reduced the journey difficulty by 4. And you have advantage on wisdom until the end of the journey. Wisdom saving throws and checks. If you fail, you get 1 more use of it each, thanks to Samo's nat 20. And then you can also re-roll any failed save. Obviously, wisdom doesn't. Well, I guess with advantage, if you fail it, you can still re-roll it. But yeah, it's 1 use each for the failed saves. And this is any time during the 5-day journey.
Cool.
I can't wait to see the journey difficulty getting like 1, which has reduced it by like 4.
Could happen.
This is a nice little jaunt path. We've like just maxed the.
Yeah, people come along, give us flowers. It's like super wholesome.
Okay. So, the group travel check is the next thing. This represents how well the party work together. They work as a cohesive unit and everyone performs to the utmost. The party can make good time and may be able to avoid hazards such as tornadoes. Defense that otherwise becomes a hardship. If they perform poorly or aren't united in their efforts, they may have to double back on their route or stumble into unforeseen problems. So, I require you all to make a travel check using one of the skills or tools listed in your role description. The DC for this ability is the journey difficulty that you have reduced by 4.
Tools in my description. Whereabouts?
So if you go back up to your rolls, so let's just go for the
okay, so what I can roll for in the...
Yeah, so Alia, you're the leader, so as you can do outward confidence, inward resolve, or song on your heart.
I'll do outward confidence.
You are a bastion of hope and optimism to those around you. Make a charisma persuasion check to inspire others for the journey ahead.
Ish.
Okay. Outrider, which I believe is the ruined, correct?
Yeah.
You can do... Go ahead.
Leave no stone unturned.
Okay, your expertise with the natural world allows you to predict the potentially dangerous wildlife you will encounter along the way, such as a tornado. Make an intelligence nature check to research the local flora and fauna before you set out.
Not the tornado meme now, man. No.
Who would have thought that the tornado meme would be a longer running meme so far than the cheeseburger meme? Let's bring back the cheeseburger meme, guys.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Oh, cheeseburger.
Quartermaster, this is Aegis. You can share the load.
Sharing the load, because the other two are not proficient, so...
Okay, you take a few extra things from your fellow adventurers, lightening the load and allowing them to excel their own tasks. Make a strength or constitution athletics check to carry some of your allies' gear.
Okay, so this is going to be an athletics with +1, because I'm using my constitution.
Okie doke.
Well, an extra 1 to that.
So 7.
Yes. A 7.
Okay. And finally, the sentry.
I shall slip the noose.
You keep to the shadows and out of sight as the party departs, making it hard for anyone to follow your trail. Make a dexterity stealth check.
Can do that. Well,
7.
This is a bunch of horse shit.
Just to recap, Arlia with an 8, the Ruined with a 17, Aegis with a 7, Zila with a 7. The DC that you lowered it down to was an 8. Which still means that half of you failed.
Does anyone have like a thing where you can like add a 1d6 to...
Oh, yeah, I do actually.
Can you do this for this, or is this not...
What does it say? Let's just double check.
It
Yeah,
says
you've got
any
your
ability
specials.
check.
This is an ability check.
At any time throughout the journey, as a reaction, an ally making an ability check. As a reaction to an ally making an ability check, so you can choose one of your colleagues. You can spend a supply die.
Discord dead? Or was that me?
Discord back.
Discord
That
dead.
was
Okay.
dead.
So yeah, it's one of your allies. You can't re-roll your own roll. You can spend a supply die to improve the ally's check, adding 1d6 to the result.
So he could give that to Zila, though, right?
He could give it to Zila.
Which
Zilla got an 8, so that passed, right?
that would guarantee success, yeah.
Yeah.
However, Isla, who got a 7.
No, Alia got an 8.
I got
Ally
an 8.
an 8.
Oh.
Alia passed. I
Wait, no, did Zilla get an 8 or a 7?
Zila got a
Oh,
7.
I
Ally
got a
got an
7.
8, and the DC was 8.
Oh, right.
Me and you
Okay.
are the only ones who haven't passed.
Yeah, no, I can give it to you.
Cool.
Sick.
So you spend a supply die, giving your thingamajigs and the whatsits.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bother rolling, right? So.
No point in rolling really. Cool. So that is 3 successes and 1 failure. If anyone just wants to double check the special abilities as well, just to see what else they can do. I know about the Quartermaster one because that one's about to come up.
Yeah,
Cool. Okay, so where are we? So, with 3 of you successfully passing, that's more than half of the party succeeds. That means that the base number of encounters is unmodified. The minimum is 1 anyways, so that's fine. Okay. So, I'm going to roll a d12. I rolled a 9. The encounter type.
Also, roll a d12.
I believe you get to roll your d12 though on the encounter, not the encounter type. Is that correct?
No, it's the encounter type. It determines what it is. I think.
Okay, cool.
Wait, let me double check anyway. It says, once per journey, when the GM rolls 1d12 to determine the encounter type, you can also roll. The GM tells you the type of encounter you both rolled, but not the specifics.
And then I roll the
decide
actual
which
encounter.
Type of encounter the group has made.
Gotcha. Cool. So I rolled then on old memories. Old memories are to do with things like, I'll just give you a very brief summary of it. There are ancient civilizations scattered throughout the land, their stories lost to time. The remnants of these forgotten empires can still be found in the world. They are the crumbling ruins your party passes on their journey, or the secret magical relics found in hidden tombs. That's the brief log line of it. You roll your d12.
Juice us.
Well, I have a feeling I might know which one you're going to go with. You have rolled a bump in the road. When traveling, it is inevitable that some natural or artificial obstacle blocks your way forward. A bump in the road encounter features a hurdle that the party must overcome, such as hazardous terrain, creatures protecting their lands, or other travelers who wish to interfere in the party's business.
I mean, don't know about you guys, but I like the sounds of magical items.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I like the sound of XP currently.
You get XP for the journey.
That's a good point.
Let
Not
the
necessarily
Loot Goblin,
long,
Loot
but-
Goblin.
No, I mean, it's his choice anyway. Doesn't matter what I say.
Well, no, it's a party choice, isn't it? I don't think I necessarily.
I mean,
decided.
sure.
It doesn't say that
Yeah.
you have to make it on your own or anything, so you can
Yeah.
absolutely discuss it as a
Okay.
party.
No,
I mean-
I'd rather choose as a party.
I mean, yeah, I mean, magic. I mean, I don't think anyone would ever say no to a magic item, so I mean, I'm fine with that.
I mean, I would. You don't know
Say
what some
no
of
to
these
a magic
magical
item.
items are going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one moment you're having a good time, next you're a rogue locked in plate armor. I'm
Yeah,
just
or
saying.
that shitty fucking cursed shield I had in my first fucking D&D campaign. Fuck all that shit, man. Still fucking pissed about that, bro. Oh,
I
shit.
mean,
I'm
I've
saying,
not
though.
had a bad magical item yet, really. I mean, Stormfang's sword.
Okay, now you
sure,
asked for
but,
it.
like, that
He
was
asked for it.
fine.
Why would you say that?
Pete has now
Yeah,
noted.
let's go magical item now.
I mean,
let's get
let's-
trash.
Let's face it, if any one of us was gonna get like a cursed item, it's probably gonna be the dude that looks completely fucked and like a living corpse. It just
Or
kind of
maybe
is.
not, because you're already fucked enough.
I
Who
mean, you
knows?
can always get a little bit more ruined.
I think you've got our answer there, Pete.
Do we do it in old memories then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If a loot goblin steals a magical item in the forest, does it even make a sound?
Yes. Shrieks of joy.
That's exactly the sound it'll do. Fuck it up.
Okay. Interesting. There's that element to it, and then there's another element to it. Cool. Apologies if the cameras briefly fuck up again. I'm briefly loading up another Documante. But the cameras look alright. Cool. Cool. Oh, hold on. We're not in mountains anymore, are we? No, we're not.
We're somewhere.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about
just
to roll.
gonna go to Lou real quick.
Yo.
Alex Shid.
True that.
The famous Alex.
I actually I need an opinion from people. I would say the area you're currently in is most appropriately either frontiers, because it is a frontier kingdom ultimately, like it's fairly new and not super built up, or grasslands.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm happy with both, but if we had to pick, I'd say
Or forests.
I think grasslands makes more sense because we're talking about like ancient civilization. If it's new and not built up, that wouldn't really click.
yeah.
well,
No,
right?
I'm happy with frontiers or maybe forests, judging by where we're going through.
Tommy,
How
what's your
about-
opinion?
How about you flip a coin between two of the options?
I could flip a coin.
Between frontiers and grasslands.
Yes, Pete. Flip the three-sided coin.
Three-sided
It's
coin.
the Lae'zel coin, baby.
Oh my god.
Because again, I was editing, and this is the Lae'zel coin. It got introduced in the episode I just finished editing last night.
Hell yeah. The Lae'zel coin, what a fucking name.
The preview for the next episode is the scene where I discover the painting, and
Oh, the one with the mustache and stuff?
you whisper in my ear bad things,
Yes.
and the very last second is literally just me going, "But Lae'zel." Anyway, so what do you want to be 1 and what do you want to be 20?
One
Frontier
frontier.
20.
Never mind. Do what he said.
Frontier 20.
Frontier 20. I nearly dropped that, and it's kind of caught between two of my fingers, so I'm going to reflip that. I've not looked at the result. I'm going to reflip.
Flippity floppy.
It is a 20. Frontiers.
Hey.
Okay.
Which ring incoming?
I will warn you right now, I've got no maps prepared for Frontiers, but we'll deal with that.
I mean, that could have been an argument to not go with frontiers.
I also don't have any really prepared for Grasslands.
Oh, okay,
We'll
okay,
pivot.
okay.
We'll pivot as needed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I roll a d10. I rolled a number. Okay. Please hold. 2 days are going to pass before this event happens, so does anyone want to do anything during these 2 days?
Can I take my round of hunting?
Yes. With an 18, did you want to assist with that, Zila? He's talking to his dad or someone on the phone. I assumed it was
Nah,
his
must
dad
be
at
his
first, but he's on the phone.
cheeseburger.
I'm going to assume that Zila doesn't need to assist in 18 anyways, but for RP, if Zila wants to assist, that's fine, but doesn't really need it for the role. Cool.
Didn't know Samuel's dad was a cheeseburger.
Roll me a d4.
Okay.
You get enough rations for everyone for 2 days, so you're all going to need to remove 3 days worth of rations off of you by the end of this journey.
Just
I would have got more, but the rest of the deers got swept up by that damn tornado.
so just take 3 off, right?
Yeah, just take 3 off now, that's fine, because we're going to get to the end of this journey anyways, so... But whatever you do, don't use the number pad to, to put numbers in, because you might break the stream. If you're me. You guys are probably fine. Cool. You know what the worst part is? After all of that, of me breaking the stream, I just realized it was me editing Kypheria's number of rations. It didn't save. So now I'm going to have to manually redo it. Oh, no, never mind. I'm just dumb. I opened her pittance rather than rations. Call me Smallville because I need someone to save me right now. Anyways, cool. So 2 days passed. Yeah, did anyone want to do anything else, RP-wise or anything else?
Yes, I would like to talk to Dai while on the journey.
Okay. You approach Dai. Do you want to do it on the first day or the second day?
First day.
Okay.
Dai, I was wondering if I could have a moment.
Of course. How can I help?
Well, as an experienced mage, I was wondering if I could have your opinion on something. I know there's multiple ways to harness. Would it be harness the primal? I know you said it was primal, but I didn't know how
Harness
the
the
term
primal's
is
fine,
used. Yeah. Excellent. Harness the primal, but I was just wonder if I could get your take on it.
What do you mean my take? My opinion on how primal works?
It's more the sense of you have people that can harness it through learning and practice, and just people with a sheer ability to do it, and I'm trying to think now. In the case of like clerics, is that all still technically god stuff, or it's more them harnessing the magic?
That's a good question. Clerics have a spellbook, don't they?
Maybe? Can't remember.
It's been a long time since I played a cleric. Hold on.
I just didn't know if it was any different for your world.
You technically don't have a spellbook, but you do prepare spells, so it is learning, essentially.
Right.
Obviously, powers gifted by your god, but then you learn how to utilize them.
Well, either way, there's people that learn and use stuff like books to help them, and there's some people that can just are more adept to it and can just learn straight away. And I was wondering if there was other ways to harness it in the sense of items.
Well, there are various items of magical power. You can infuse items with magic, or you can have them be powered by magical gemstones.
Right. I mean, I hope you wouldn't mind if I could look upon this. I haven't seen a magical item such as this in my time, so it might help me learn and grow. I'll be able to not exactly replicate the staff, but I may be able to take the inscriptions or the stuff from this and put it into something else.
That didn't actually work, did it? Okay. Sorry, I was trying to set up a map, and apparently I didn't actually add the image.
The void. After the
void.
tornado came, it is just the void.
There we go. Certainly, he says, and he hands it to you. Cool. Yeah, he can show you his stuff, sure. What do you actually want to, like, see what it does?
I mean, I could try and identify it, but the only thing I was doing was basically getting a feel for magical items as they are to understand how to implement my magic into items, if you see what I mean.
Sure. Roll me... Go ahead, roll me an Arcana check, and also roll me a Perception check.
Okay. There's my Arcana.
17, very nice.
And here be my Perception.
Wow, that I think your second dice knocked your first dice, but I looked down in the corner of my screen and you'd rolled a nat 1, then I looked down in the corner of my other screen and saw you'd rolled a 19 and was very confused. I was like, how do you have a plus 18 to
Shadow Wizard money gang.
Okay. Cool. So the 17 was the Arcana check, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You spend an hour basically, so it will be during downtime, I guess, but you spend an hour checking through the staff and trying to gauge what you can about it. With a 17, you get the sense that this item is incredibly powerful. By far the most powerful magical item you've ever come across. I can't remember, you did get possessed by the gemstone, didn't you?
Yes.
The gemstone was raw, untempered primal. This is hewn, whittled, focused primal, but frankly, it feels stronger for it than the stone. What specifically it does, you can't fully work out what different spells it does, but it gives him a bonus to attacks and spell attacks, and you can tell that there are a number of spells in it as well.
Right.
With a perception check of a 19, you can also see the runes in it, and you can even roll me a nature check. Yeah, fuck it, give me a nature check as well. With a 13, you don't recognize the wood that this staff is carved from. It's not a wood native to anywhere that you're familiar with, so not from the north, not from the local area. It's clearly a foreign and slightly exotic wood. But the runes on it, you can recognize them as Draconic. Now, do you read Draconic?
No.
Okay, you don't read
I don't
Draconic.
think I do, at least.
However, you can recognize that the runes have been ground down from some sort of gemstone to make the text on them. So basically carved into the wood and then filled with this ground down gemstone dust.
Okay. That's some item.
It's been my companion for a long time, he says with a smile.
I'll hand it back to him.
Thank you.
No, thank you. This is giving me some insight. I may not be the best at channeling the primal, but maybe if I can infuse it into items, maybe even weapons, I can help out more.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, what are you doing, Ezra?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Oh my god, that's definitely gonna be a fucking soundboard, man. Fuck.
You're most welcome. And the ability to empower items is something that many mages spent a long time studying. Heroes of legend have often carried magical items, magical weapons, armor. They all started with artificers. In fact, in my time, many of these items aren't ones that are created actively by artificers. So, who knows? Maybe something you'll create one day will be a weapon found aeons later by a hero destined for greatness.
Well, that'd be something.
Of course, others aren't crafted by mortal men. Plenty of items make their way from the gods themselves. So, high bar to beat. But some have achieved it.
Well, for me, I think the bar at the moment is just creating one, so...
Well, the first thing you'll need is some sort of source of the primal. Now, you could try and pour in your own, but if you haven't fully mastered it yet, you might find that difficult. Other people use conduits. Gemstones tend to work, particularly magically infused ones. Heart of a dragon. I'm sure you've heard how legendary their power can be.
That would be something.
Well, of course, first of all, you need to find a dead one.
Well, I don't think we're at that point just yet.
Maybe with time.
I'll thank him and leave.
Okie doke. Just food for thought, by the way. Has anyone worked out in character yet what die is, or do you just all accept Magic Man?
What in the sense of race, class, or like
Class and function, I guess, for want of a better term.
friggin' sorcerer?
Because I think Alex, Tommy, and Callum might know what he is out of character, but in character.
Is there any way I can know without guessing? Like,
I mean, you can roll like a history check, and I can give you some information if you want.
Cool.
Or maybe an Arcana check, actually. Yeah, an Arcana check would probably be more appropriate.
Could be like a 4 elements monk or something, high level.
That was pretty close to a nat 20, Zila. Fuck it. Yeah. You don't know for certain. He's not shown all of the telltale signs of one, but you will have heard of blind magic users known as oracles. People who can see the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so we're not talking about class. Then.
No, more function. I mean,
Oh,
class-wise, he's a magic user. I'll tell you that much. Not a monk. Eliza was a monk, but he's not a monk. Because I made him in 4th edition when I don't think monk was a thing, or if it was a thing, it wasn't in one of the extra books that I had because it wasn't in the player handbook.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I kind of knew he was an oracle, so I thought he was Eliza's master.
Yeah, but in character, does the Ruined know that he's a...
Oh, I don't think the Ruin would have even thought about it.
That's fine. Just in case people hadn't, like... I know sometimes it's hard to remember what in character you know versus out of character know, so I was just like, if you haven't thought about it in character, some of you might have clocked on, this guy's not just a normal wizard. Alright, does anyone else want to do anything during the journey?
I'm good.
Can someone give me like a quick rundown what happened the 10 minutes I was gone, by the way?
Basically, we just finalized the journey. Most of it was setting it up, and then we haven't gotten to the event yet. But then Aegis wanted to talk to Dai about his staff, and basically like, I want to learn more about how magic items are made and what have you. Can I inspect your staff? And learned it was insanely powerful, made of a foreign wood he didn't recognize, and had draconic ruins on it.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I would also like to speak to Dai.
All right. You go and approach Dai.
Hey, Dai.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering, do you know of any reason why I would be able to light my blood on fire?
He pauses, like, I'm imagining you guys are walking during this, and he just pauses, like, that's a question. I mean, powerful magic can manipulate the body. Someone setting their own blood on fire is not something I've heard of before, but someone setting other people's blood on fire, certainly.
Quite strange, isn't it?
With no offense meant, ruined. I think that word pretty much sums up your entire situation.
I would agree.
But perhaps you have discovered a new form of magic.
So, you haven't seen anything like this in your time?
I have told you already I can't divulge much of my time to you. It becomes problematic. But I can affirm that whatever your gift is, if it makes it to my time, it's a rare one.
Anyway, how does time travel work? Did you see anything in your history books about you coming back in time?
Are you a philosopher, the Ruined?
I had a lot of time to ponder, sure.
Okay, well, here's the thing. No, I didn't know that I was coming to the past, ever in my life. Where I come from, this time is mostly myth and legend. There are supposed factual history books, but the sources are not necessarily the most trustworthy. It's the inherent nature of history. So instead we have to look at it from a philosophical point of view. Do you believe in destiny?
I believe so, to a certain extent.
Good. Now, do you believe in free will?
Again, to a certain extent.
Okay. So I posed you a question. If destiny exists, if everyone has a future, then how can free will exist?
The belief that there are certain points in time that will always come to be, but how we get to those points, we can decide for ourselves.
Precisely. That is exactly how I view it. I know things that will happen, but how they come to be is like looking through fogged glass. As someone who's traveled back in time, I now know certain endpoints, certain destinations, but I don't know how they come to be. But I have a good idea.
It's all very interesting. This world, everything in it, everything outside of it.
Yes, it's... It's complex in nature, and I'm not sure that even I understand it.
Yes. Thinking on it could positively drive one mad.
Well, then I would advise staying away from Valar. A lot of philosophers there. It's kind of all they do is smoke opium and think on the world.
Doesn't sound too bad to me.
Well, then maybe you should ask your friend Aegis what it's like. He hails from there.
Ah, I did not know. Yes, I shall inquire.
Fun fact, not that you know this in character, but Aegis hasn't told Dai that he's from Valar.
Oh.
That's fucked up, man. He just doxed me. That's fucked up. God damn.
Alright. You gonna go and ask Aegis about Valar?
Yes. I'll just be like, well, good chat, and I'll just walk up to Aegis.
This guy's gonna have a panic attack. Leave him alone.
Like, I'll just kind of like stroll up next to him. So, Aegis.
Yes, ruined.
I heard in Valar, where you hail from, they smoke a lot of opium and ponder on philosophical things. Is that true? Have you partaken in any of that?
Can we take a step back first?
Oh, what's the matter?
I mean, I don't think I've told anyone I'm from Valar.
Oh, well, that's what Dai said.
Well, I'm not quite sure how he knew that, but yes, it's true. I guess,
Done it yourself?
no, I can't say I have.
Would you like to?
We'll see, I guess. Back in Valar, I wasn't really one for taking into the customs of society.
I always like to try things. Broadens the mind.
Yes, I can see that.
What do you mean you can see that?
It's just very evident.
Okay. I'll try not to take that as an insult.
I mean, surely how you came this way wasn't forced upon you.
Oh, there was quite a lot of liquid forced down my throat. So, but I guess I did say yes to it. I don't know. It was a weird situation.
Right.
Well, okay, good talk.
Oh, okay, well, thank you, I guess.
See you when we walk a few steps ahead.
Yes, I suppose we will. And I slowly start to veer away. I'm just like...
It's something I've never really thought about is when you're walking in a caravan, you can't do the only thing you can do after you have the goodbye is the awkward we're walking in the same direction. Alright. Anyone else doing anything for the next day?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Cheeseburger.
You come to a kind of part of the hills where there's a smattering of trees and hedges and such like, It's nearish noon, maybe an hour or so away. It's not, well, it is quite literally freezing in the sense of it is below 1 degree, but it is, yeah, not the, what's the word I'm looking for? It is not kind of like bitter cold where it's kind of biting through your clothes or whatever. There is not a particularly strong wind, and so it's just kind of like comfortable cold. Maybe not for all of you. Some of you aren't wearing a lot of clothing, but hey, one of them's a tiefling, and so he's kind of got the internal heat. And I guess the other one can set fire to his blood, so you know. As you crest over another hill, something comes into view. Which I clicked the wrong button and didn't launch that map, but instead stopped it from being on my thingamajig in the what's it. There we go.
Ela, Aegis, what do your elf eyes see?
One of them's a Latin, that's fucked up.
Cheeseburger.
Same thing.
Whoa! Okay.
Literally different races within this universe, man. Come on.
Bruh.
Okay.
Both have pointy ears.
Oh.
So do you.
Well, technically mine are split now. So 2 pointies.
Also, so does Arlie. He just has different types of pointy ears.
I was about to say. Calling me some kind of elf.
Yeah, as you
Maybe.
As you crest the hill, standing proudly upon the steps is a large stone slab. Once expertly carved and smooth, it has been eroded and warped by time. A language is carved into the stone, but whatever it is, it's archaic. And if you want, you can roll a investigation check to try and determine the language.
Okay.
Are we just able to walk up freely?
Yeah, you can walk up freely.
It's actually pronounced henge stone in this world.
That's my second nat one.
This session, that's not your second nat one overall.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. Yeah.
You are, I'm pretty sure, the leader in the nat one category at the moment, so...
Yeah, that would surprise me.
Wait, can we all roll investigation?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a dick and let everyone roll their investigation first.
Damn, bad.
I feel like we've sucked so far when it comes to like figuring out certain languages.
Pete,
Mm-hmm.
before I use my investigation, I would like to use mending on the stone. To see if I can inherit any more details from it.
Can you post mending into the chat? Is it a cantrip or a first level spell slot?
Cantrip.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just post it in the chat for me.
Why do I not have mending in my spellbook?
You should do.
Oh, no, there it is.
You're just blind, are you?
Yeah.
Did you also
Well,
add
for
2 new spells to your first level spell slots by any chance?
Oh, yeah, that might have been me, sorry. Oops. I'll just get rid of them.
No, that's fine, I'm doing it.
It's because I was switching out some prepared spells
That's fine.
from the long rest, and I accidentally pressed add instead of the
You're
other
all good.
thing.
Single break or repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin. As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
In that case, can I just put it on the inscription?
I feel like if you put it on the inscription, it might potentially mend the inscription out of the stone, to be frank.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I will say you can try it, and I'll roll a luck die to decide what happens.
I ain't a gambling man tonight, Pete. I'm just gonna leave it.
Alright, do you want to roll your investigation?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Investigation. Womp womp.
Okay. Those, unfortunately, are not successful. If anyone wants to re-roll if they've got insight, then go ahead. Otherwise, I'll just describe the visuals of what is carved there. Okay. So none of you recognize the language. Whatever it is, it's... The alphabet is recognizable. It's one that's shared by things like Common, Infernal, those sorts of languages. Dwarvish and Elvish are kind of the special ones that have their own alphabets. Most other languages, largely in broad strokes, have a universal.
Sorry to cut you off, but would we be able to say what languages we can speak and read, and then if it's one of those, be able to tell?
Because it's an archaic form, I'm just describing what it is you're seeing. You can't translate it with that roll, basically. Okay. So yeah, it's archaic, but recognizably of that alphabet. But it depicts what appears to be, it's got words, but then it also depicts with images, a ship in the sea. And then the next image is of a landmass of some kind, and then humanoid figures building homes from the look of things. That's the general gist of what you are seeing here.
Can I roll something to see if there's this might have been some super important historic event or something that might connect?
Sure. What
to...
do you think would be the most appropriate role that you want to use?
I was going to ask if I could roll history.
Maybe history.
So
I'm going to need a history roll from everyone anyways. So how about people do that now for this?
Okay.
And that can also be for what you want to use it for, but it's also for mechanically this event, basically.
Ooh. See, there you go.
That's his second nat 20.
That's my first actually helpful nat 20.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to restart Foundry. It's all just gone black for me.
Oh, okay. Aegis, history check, please. Cool. Okay. With a nat 20, in terms of you wanted to try and work out what this is depicting, is that right, Tommy? Or
yeah, and also just if the ruins look like they have any kind of architectural influence or something I'd recognize, or maybe the area, if I knew if anything happened here in the area that this might be a monument to.
Okay, with a nat 20, these are standing stones, and standing stones crop up all around the known world. They are not common, but they can be found, literally leagues apart, miles apart, months of journey apart. Yeah. And okay, now sure, elves, dwarves, humans, even to a certain extent tieflings and such are fairly far spread, but realistically, even the Eladrin at this point don't have an empire that spans a continent. They have an empire that spans a lot of the continent, but not the entire thing. So whatever this is, it's a precursor to all of that. It's primitive as well, right? And first of all, tell me what you thought when I was describing the imagery, what you thought that might be depicting. And then I'll kind of tell you what you work out with that nat 20 as you're inspecting it more.
Would you be able to tell me what was on there again?
Yeah. So depiction of a ship traveling through the ocean. The ship, in terms of its design, it's not a ship you specifically recognize, but it looks fairly simplistic in design. It does have a sail, but you also see oars there. And then depicts a landmass, basically, mountains and such like. And then a depiction of what looks like homes being built, settlements, towns, that sort of thing.
Okay, so I'm basically seeing the tale of a civilization coming from another land and then building a settlement near mountains.
Which are still fairly near mountains, yeah.
Yeah, probably here.
And who do you think carved this?
Well, I would assume it's not the current nation that's here, because I don't think that's actually that old, is it?
No, they've been here for like 100 years or so.
My assumption would be one of the older races that's on the actual
Okay.
continent.
As you inspect it further, you realize that the ship is a crude image, but it's an image of what looks like orcs ships. And the orcs, they're from further east than the tieflings are, and you're pretty much as far west as you can go in this continent. And as far as you can think, orcs don't build stone circles, although again there can be stone circles found in orc regions. And as you start to inspect it more and more and more with that nat 20, you come to the realization that this is not a nation discovering a landmass and building a stone circle to mark that occasion. It is a culture that is already there, depicting invaders. Invaders who came and dispersed these people from their lands, caused a diaspora. Also with a nat 20, you start to think about other things you know about history, and probably the oldest kingdom that you are aware of and the widest spread kingdom that you are aware of is the Kingdom of the Giants. That is now, at this point, almost entirely fallen into obscurity. There are pockets of that civilization still existing, but when I say that civilization, I don't really mean the people, although the people do still exist in very, very small clusters, like tribes and such like. What I mean is things like the city of Arzamor is built within essentially the skeleton of a giant city. So like things like that, where there are like certain places out of character. The Ceralos, which was known as the Ceradome in Songs of the Ancients and Songs of the Forsaken, that was a giant structure, right? In terms of it was built by giants. You also went to a ruin in Fates and Tides that was built by giants. So they build things, but they are no more, or they're almost no more.
Yeah.
And you think, they would be a decent candidate to make these stone circles, although they were capable of far more finessed and detailed infrastructure and architecture and what have you. Stone circles might be really, 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 really old.
So it's safe to say that the language is giant language.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Is there any more depictions on the stones at all?
That appears to be it, because it's only on the center stone, and a lot of it has been eroded by time.
Okay. I've been squinting away at the depictions and mulling that over in my head, and then I'll turn to the group. I believe they're giant in origin. It tells of the invasion of orcs. I think the orcs won.
But they didn't settle here, says Gaetheria.
No.
I mean, they left eventually, right?
I would expect they came here for plunder. And goes part the way to explaining why you don't see many giants roaming these days.
Something tells me it wasn't just the orcs, though.
No. Most likely not.
Can I roll like an investigation check or perception check to see if there are anything there's anything like around the stone circle, like anything that we may have missed just from looking directly at the stones.
Sure, roll me a
I'll
perception
do
check.
that too. Specifically to see if there's like if anyone's come through here recently.
I'd say that's probably more of an investigation check.
Oh, I rolled an 18. Can I just?
Yeah, just to take a look at the dice.
It's a 19 then in total.
Okay. 19, and then a 13. 13, you don't spot anything out of the ordinary. And with a 19 investigation, Zila, this is not far away from the actual road. What I'm imagining, because you are still ultimately fugitives, even if you are in a foreign area, is that you're basically traveling parallel to the road, but not always actively on the road. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So yeah, this isn't far from the road at all. You can see that people have definitely discovered this place before. You're not the only people to have come here recently. In fact, you're fairly near a crossroads right now. Yeah, it's not an infrequently visited place, but you can also tell no one's been here in like at least a couple of weeks, so it's also not constant either.
Okay.
Okay. You guys want to do anything else there?
Does anything look like it's kind of like mounded out of the ground or anything like that? There might be something to dig up.
That's a good question. Yeah, you can roll me a. I guess that would also be an investigation check, which Zila already got a 19 with, so I'll just say if you want to roll, you can, but I can just give Zila the answer alternatively. It's up to you.
I mean, I'll give it a try. What was it again? Sorry.
Right, investigation, please.
Investigation. Just on the off chance I get that nat 20 again.
No,
Yeah.
I'm afraid not. With a 19, no, there doesn't appear to be anything buried underneath. Also, I was just laughing to myself because I'm just adding a marker onto another version of this map that I have. But the tool I use for like making notes and what have you for this campaign is called Legend Keeper. And it has some. I'm not a huge fan of the different icons it has. Some of them feel a little bit limited. So I was trying to find one that was like a standing stone or something like that. And I couldn't find anything that I liked, and then I found a tornado, so it's being marked with a tornado. Cool. Yeah, you don't seem to find anything else of note here, though.
Can I have a little peruse, Pete?
Sure, what do you want to do?
Well, with my mind on magic items and stuff for the runes, I mean, I can summarize that giants would use runes, but maybe Aegis might as well. So I would like to have a look around and see if I can find any notable things like that.
Okay, what do you think is the
And
most appropriate role?
stones. I would say Arcana, but
Go for it.
cool.
With a nat 20.
God,
With a nat 20, the dungeon master has to suddenly come up with something that makes it worthwhile having a nat 20 that he hadn't planned for, because he went go with it and just went, probably not anything. And it wasn't like, I'm going to sit the DC really high. I was just like, there probably isn't anything. But now he's got a nat 20, and I'll feel like a piece of shit if I say there isn't anything.
Even if there's nothing, I say just don't give him anything.
Shut the fuck up, Alex. You take your dirty old mouth right now.
There aren't any runes. No, there's no runes carved in the stones. Maybe there were once upon a time, but they have been worn away. That being said, you start to piece together something. Not necessarily the intention of it, but at the very least... No, that's not right. Not necessarily the purpose of it, but maybe the fact that there is intention here.
Mm.
You may notice from the shadow that there's a hole in this stone. Right?
Mm. Yes.
And you start to kind of piece together that depending on the position of the moon and the sun at different points during the year, that hole would basically allow the light through and it would shine onto the various other stones. Not so much these ones that are in immediate vicinity, but potentially through one of these gates to one of these stones over here, as an example. Or the one opposite. Again, you don't know what purpose, but you get the sense that this isn't just a primitive record of history. This isn't just a weird art display. There is some sort of magical intent using the natural movement of the sun and the moon and the stars.
Interesting. Very interesting. It's a shame that they no longer exist. Well, not as the magnitude they were. Some impressive craftsmanship.
Indeed, giants were capable of building a great many powerful and magical things. Well, we all done gawking at stones, or...
Yes. I'm finished.
Good. Come on then. City won't reach itself. Alright. More than half of you passed the history check that I asked you to do. So, the party gains a new appreciation of the history of this place, noting this location on their maps and moving onwards to continue their journey. However, Arlia got a nat 20, and I'm going to reward that nat 20. Arlia, you get a point of inspiration.
Hell yeah.
And Aegis, you also got a nat 20. I'm going to give you a point of inspiration.
Ooh,
Hey.
thank you.
Christmas out here.
It's so good and tasty.
Tasty?
We share one brain cell.
I feel like
yes.
Samo because I didn't even understand the meme.
Ugh.
So good and tasty.
Oh, also in the BG3 video that I just finished editing, do you know what fucking meme we referenced, Samo? That was also
Huh.
referenced in the last D&D session?
No clue.
Potion seller.
Wait, we referenced that in BG. Wait, I don't remember that.
Yeah, as we were
At all.
entering the Gif Yankee crash. I don't know why, but we were like, oh, I wonder whether I think it was something like, oh, I wonder whether there's going to be a merchant here. And then you said something
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I need some potions. And then I went, potion seller. And then you continued the meme with me.
Yeah. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna click on that video and see if I can find that part.
It's towards the end. I'll give you some
Okay.
some free
Potion
time
seller.
back. Cool. So you continue on your journey. That was your soul encounter. So it gave you an idea of the other kinds of encounters you can have. Not all of them are going to be combat. Not all of them are going to be specific rewards, but some of them are just going to be kind of more world building and just interesting RP events. And that was kind of one of those where you learn a bit more about the history of the world. So, does anyone want to do anything over the next 3 days of travel?
Nothing roleplay
Nope.
wise.
Anyone have anything I could
Learn. I have languages.
Depends what you want to learn.
anything? I just feel bad not having any downtime at the moment. I want to do shit.
It's not really like downtime wise for learning stuff because I technically already know it with my level. But fluff reasons, I'm trying to learn how to infuse magical items.
Okay.
So can I add that to the downtime
Yeah, of course.
of me doing it? Basically, just trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
don't know how hard you want it to be, but
Now it's up to you because it's not a mechanic thing, so you can set your own limitations.
okay. I mean, I feel like, especially what I was getting from dice stuff, I don't think it'd be too hard to learn some basic infusions.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So
Pete, I remember we talked about when I asked if I could pick up the smithing stuff, that I get like kind of blueprints for like the weapons and my armor. I don't have that in my inventory currently. Do we just wing it? Say that I just have that combined with like my smith tools, for example.
Hold on. So you won't see it in your inventory if you go to your character sheet and launch the smithing, the crafting menu. So up at the top, there's a little crafting button. You click that. That should show you all the recipes you have access to. If I've done it correctly, it should only show you the recipes you have access to.
Sure, maybe. Yeah.
Is it showing you like a handful of things, or is it showing you like loads of things?
Just 4 books with a few things in it.
Cool. So those are the recipes you currently have unlocked with your level of understanding of those various things.
Right.
So you should know the Brewing Alchemist, which is the basic alchemy stuff, I think.
Yeah.
The Budding Herbalist, which is the basic herbalist stuff. The Mild Poisoner. The Everyman's Guide to Weapon Crafting. The Iron Weaponsmith, because you know about smithing tools. And did I also give you the Lightweight Armorer?
Yeah. I have lightweight armor, general smithing, iron weaponsmith, and the Everyman's Guide to Weapon Crafting.
Oh, I guess I didn't give everyone the alchemy herbalist. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I don't have herbalist kit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so those are all the recipes you currently know how to make. If you practice more, or if you buy a recipe book, then you can learn new recipes.
It was more about the kind of elven flavor that I had, because in my backstory I did say that like I worked on like the design of my armor and stuff. That I just have those designs on me at all times, just so I could like replicate them. Yeah, okay, cool.
Mechanically,
I'll
they will
study
be
those
whatever you have access to.
Sure.
So, like, you currently know, as an example, how to make the studded leather version of those designs, but in time you could learn to make the plate version or whatever.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I'll study those a bit, I guess, then.
Okay.
Is it known that that tieflings speak Infernal?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably common knowledge. It's not the primary language, because in this day and age, most people's primary language is common. So, like, if you went to a tiefling village, it wouldn't be, like, everyone speaking Infernal to each other. Yeah. But it is like, the original language, so to speak.
Yeah, in that case, I'd like to speak to Alia.
Okay.
I would be with,
Kytheria.
Yeah.
I'm not even coming to see your boy.
Have you thought about potentially using your notebook, Tommy?
I think I might have actually written a name in there, and
I think I wrote it in for you, in fact.
Really?
Yeah. And some information about her.
Just remember that she's going to take you to Flavor Town.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound anything like it.
It does. It really does.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, I'll be with Kytheria.
Okay.
Walking along.
Okay. I'll just suddenly appear, like between you guys, just like.
Hello
like,
there.
Just behind you in the middle. Hey.
Hello.
That was a very delayed response. Were you shocked?
I mean, you came out in the middle of us, didn't you?
Oh yes, but
the out of character, I'm asking you.
Oh yeah.
Right in the middle of us.
Like I was just behind you, just like you kind of turn your head, and my face is just like there in the middle between you.
You know how to make an entrance. don't you?
Well, I guess so. Anyways, I was just going to ask you, Ali, but seeing as Kytheria's here too, double the tutors.
Tutors.
I was just thinking, perhaps, if you wouldn't mind, maybe teaching me a little bit of Infernal.
I'll look at Kytheria, and I'll look a bit shifty when I do it. And then I'll turn back to you and say, we'll talk about it.
To me? Or together?
Kytheria and I will
Oh,
think on it.
right, okay. Can I roll an insight check or something to, see
Sure.
what kind of shifty that is?
Yeah, go for it. Are you trying to oppose this with a deception roll to be really, really subtle, Tommy, or are you just gonna let him roll
Yeah.
an set DC?
Yeah, I'll try to deceive.
Okay.
It's not gonna be hard, man.
That was nearly a nat
wait.
20 from
Yikes.
Holy
Alex.
shit.
But it was a 9, so he beat you. Unless you want to burn your inspiration point on this.
No.
Alright, what kind of shifty was it?
It was almost like a sense of distrust that you'd have gotten.
Like towards me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not that I distrust you, but that the trust isn't there yet.
Oh, right, okay. Sure. Yeah, sure. Take as much time as you need, I suppose. Was hoping I'd have something to do over these next few days, but no, that's fine.
Thank you for your understanding.
No worries.
Just-
All right, I'll leave you two to
Just as an
walk.
idea, says Kytheria. Could, scout ahead, try and find the safest path.
Oh, I've already explored all the wildlife and fauna along this path. I already know what we'll encounter.
Okay.
Hey, Toby.
Okay, goodbye.
As the ruined walks off, she will just fold her arms and look at you. So what's your issue with teaching him a dead fucking language? You instantly get the sense that Kytheria is the sort of young person who, imagine, if you will, that you
Doesn't
were
even know
Welsh.
Infernal.
That you were Welsh and your parents wanted you to learn Welsh, and you went, what the fuck's the point? It's that sort of vibe, It's like, she doesn't see any point in it because she speaks Common. She might well speak Infernal, but she doesn't see the point in teaching it, sort of thing. Whereas you, maybe, it's up to you how you feel about it, but potentially have this is our heritage, even if we don't speak it very often, sort of thing.
I'm gonna reply to her Infernal, and I will say, because we speak it, and they do not.
Okay. She will respond back in Infernal. And weren't you the one preaching about being all lovey-dovey with our travelling companions?
Not lovey-dovey. We should seek to make allies, aye. But we should have our own things too. You never know who you can trust.
What, and you're telling me you don't trust the creep?
He has the makings of a good man, but we don't fully know what drives him yet. Nor do we know the future of our people. We must be careful.
Hey, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Am I anywhere close by to this?
You can overhear them talking in Infernal if you want. Do you speak Infernal?
Yes.
You do speak Infernal. Excellent.
Yeah.
Are you trying to be stealthy as you hear these two talk in what's clearly a private conversation in a foreign language?
Nope.
All right, Tommy, roll a perception check. DC, what is your stealth bonus, Callum?
I don't know, like fucking 2,
Minus
maybe
2.
1. Let's have a look. Oh fuck, man. Stealth. Stealth is +2, yeah.
So you need to be at a DC 12, which you just did with your 16. I'm also going to roll for Kytheria at the same time. She does not notice, but yeah, you notice that not only is Aegis within earshot, but you can tell from the way like his ears prick up.
You
that
even
he can
hear
understand.
me Infernal go, that's awkward.
So he actually heard this then.
Yeah, you were kind of casually aware that he was within earshot, but you notice out the corner of your eye that the way he's like ears are perked up and he's not making eye contact is he is listening. Not necessarily in like I'm eavesdropping, but like he can understand.
Can I see Aegis from where I am?
Roll me a perception check. I'm going to say that you walked away, so I'm going to up the DC by 2. You need to be at 14.
Okay.
Rolled 14 on the die. You see Aegis, and you can roll an insight if you want, because again, you're not like understanding the conversations. Or...
Yeah, I want to see if Aegis, like, I see that Aegis is kind of like listening. I want to see if I can make out if he understands what they're saying.
Okay, yeah, so roll me an insight for that.
Aegis right now in the middle, holding his bandages around his neck like, ooh.
So close to a nat 20.
Or,
With a 9, I'm going to say Aegis is the sort of guy who's pretty awkward anyways, so... yeah, you get an inkling.
that he is listening.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to Aegis then. Can you understand what they're saying?
I have no idea what you mean.
Your plan's going brilliantly, says Kytheria in Infernal.
Nope, not a clue.
Oh, okay. I'll let them deliberate a while longer then.
Okay.
I'll just
I,
walk back again.
It doesn't even insight. He's just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Can I roll insight on him saying that he can't understand?
Sure. Roll a deception check then, Aegis.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck, man. Where's my deception at? I rolled it. Hello? Ah, there we go.
Has it not? Oh, Discord
Languages.
broken.
No.
Oh,
Only Elven, promise.
I just got the best fucking Pete freeze frame.
yeah, I mean, I started laughing
Yeah.
and then realized Discord was broken for everyone else, or for me, I guess. But anyways, we're at nat 20. Ah, he's telling the truth, definitely. Definitely does not understand you. Oh,
Nothing to worry about here.
maybe he took Infernal as like an elective in college and understands like some real basic terms like my pen is in the garden or where is the toilet. But he doesn't understand what you are saying. He just went, oh, I recognize that language sort of reaction. That's the vibe. he gets.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, carry on walking away.
Okay. Any more for any more?
I think that's me done.
Meanwhile, Zila completely oblivious to the entire thing.
I just imagine I'm like a few feet and I don't get any of this.
Yep. All right. So yeah, 3 days will pass then. So you've already done your rations for that. No hurricane.
Oh, tornado. There's a chance.
Wispy clouds the next day.
Ooh.
And on the 5th day, it is minus 12 degrees centigrade.
Yeesh.
And incredibly foggy. So, I'm going to require out of all of you a Constitution saving throw. Reminder, you can all re-roll this if you fail, thanks to, I think it was Alex's thing that he did as preparation.
Yeah.
But it's not a wisdom one, so you can't roll. Oh, sorry, is it you rolled with advantage, or was it re-roll? I threw the post-it note away too early. Hold on.
Well, for the wisdom or the outrider thing?
The Outrider thing.
Your thing,
The
they
outrider
can
thing is
re-roll
a
a failed
re-roll.
save, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
roll once, and then if you fail it, you can re-roll.
Cool.
Okie doke. Zila, that's a success. Everyone else?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Funnily enough, Tommy, a nat 1 is a fail. Do you want to re-roll
His
that?
dick freezes off.
Sorry, was that saving throw or a check? Pete,
It's a con save.
the con save.
You can reroll
Big,
that.
strong ages.
Okay, with the re-roll, everyone succeeds, but Ali,
Cool.
you've burnt your re-roll.
Mhm.
Cool. None of you gain a point of exhaustion for the freezing cold.
Very nice.
And even if you had, to be fair, you then arrive at Nilnaed.
Ale, how does it feel that we both have the same Constitution saving throw?
Do we?
Yeah.
+4.
Oh,
I got
fuck
+4.
me, yeah.
Look, Ali is just all vanity muscles.
You guys get that extra
You're a
+2.
tough little smart boy.
Yeah, I am. Ain't strong, but I can take a punch or two.
Yeah. You've gotten quite resilient after all that time having your lunch money stolen.
Yeah. That's more accurate. That is. That's his whole. That's you've got it. That's his whole backstory. Had his
He got
lunch money
tanky by
stolen
being
for
beaten up.
years.
Okay.
He got his entire backstory.
I'll warn you right now, I don't have any maps prepared for Nilnaed, so we'll just roll with what we got.
That's chill.
So you continue traveling for a couple of hours after you wake up and arrive at nearly noon, as through the bitter cold that kind of aches into your bones, kind of feels like you've all been affected by chill touch, you start to see through the fog lights and a gate. The gate, when I say a gate, I really mean like a wooden archway of red painted wood, with ornate carvings at the top, and beyond it, a city. It's a small city, and it's a city that's almost all the buildings are made of wood. There's very little stone around here. Even the fence around the city appears to be wooden ramparts rather than stone. If you explored for long enough, you would eventually find some stone buildings, but yeah, very, very few. This is a frontier. If any of you have played video games like Assassin's Creed 3, when you think about places like Boston in that game, where it's very much a fledgling city, that is the vibe we've got going on here. It is like Melimelle before it, clearly Wuxia inspired. There you've got the curving, sloping ceilings that are tiled roofs. You've got the paper doors. You've got paper lanterns that illuminate the streets. That, even though it's the middle of the day, because it's foggy, those lanterns are illuminated, helping you find your way through the streets. Cool. What do you guys want to do here? You can roll some stuff to try and work out what you can kind of ascertain at first, or you can just go exploring. It's up to
Yeah.
you.
Is there like a waypointer, like tavern, smith, store kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say so. With that, then, you can find your way to... There's a tavern, there is a blacksmith, there is an alchemist shop, and a jeweler's. Those are all kind of fairly pointed to, with signs.
Oh, do we want to split up, or do we want to maybe go to the tavern first, and then from there, kind of?
Let's go to the tavern.
Yeah, I would agree. It is. Wait, how late is it? Is the time that is
It's around
up there
noon.
accurate?
Yeah, it's around noon.
Okay.
Everyone happy to go to the bar then?
Yeah, to begin with, yeah.
Okay. Okay. You venture through the streets of Nilnaed. It's a hodgepodge of various different races, predominantly elvish, human, and dwarvish, but you may see the handful of halflings, the handful of tieflings, the handful of orcs, etc. You don't get the sense that this place is particularly hard done by. It's a fledgling city, so it is, not anywhere near as affluent as some of the cities that you may have been to, potentially. Obviously, one of you, Aegis, grew up in Valar. This is a far throw from Valar. Valar is a teeming metropolis of incredible wealth and incredible disparity in wealth and poor income slums and what have you, largely hidden away from the Eladrin affluents who don't want to see that sort of thing. This is not that. You don't get the sense that anyone here is particularly well off, but you do get the sense that the vast majority of people are on level footing. Not necessarily saying that communism is going on here, but what I am saying is that you don't have this massive divide.
Not my D&D setting.
Hey, communism's great, but yeah, you are not seeing like a massive influx of homeless people. You're not seeing a massive affluent section or anything like that. Generally speaking, people seem to get on well. You see neighbors helping each other move cargo from wagons and what have you. You see people being friendly to each other on the street. You see kids playing, but not in a kind of like violent or harsh-mannered way, but just instead, running, playing stickball, that sort of thing, pretending to be knights and samurai and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, as you continue to walk through the streets following the signs towards the tavern, you do all get incredibly assaulted by the most disgusting smell. And it smells of urine and meat. And some of you might already know what that smell usually is, but if you don't know...
Old piss meat.
But if you... good old piss meat. Nilnaed, it's known for its piss meat.
Favorite.
Pickled piss
delicacy.
meat.
I love me a little carrot of the piss meat. Roll me if you don't know what I'm describing as piss meat. Then roll me a nature check, or you can roll with a tool set if you want to. If you've got any like tools that you think would be potentially applicable. Alchemist tools probably not, but smithing tools I could allow you to roll. Yeah.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I rolled a 2 anyway.
Who rolled the nat 20? The Ruined. Hell yeah. The Ruined, you know the smell of piss meat well. The smell of piss meat, it smells like home. It's the smell of tanneries.
Yeah.
Cured leather.
Right. I'll just take a big deep breath in. Meat.
You're wearing some piss meat right now, bud.
It's the first time my character actually looks really disappointed at the ruin. Just like...
Pete wanting a serious D&D campaign setting.
It is a serious D&D setting. I always said it's a serious D&D setting where the our character stuff is just as goofy as any other campaign. Because frankly, you fucking need it in this sort of setting as well. You need the dumb tomfoolery. And I am totally fine with piss meat and hamburger and what was the other one? And hurricane. Oh yeah, sorry.
Tornado.
Or tornado. We've loosely lost the rails a little bit. Anyways.
Anyways, piss meat.
After passing the piss meat district from the awful tanneries, you come to what appears to be a quiet, low-key bar. You see the sign out front. It's written in both, on one side of the building, kind of at one corner of the building. It's written in common. and the other side, it's written in Elvish. Both, it translates to the running mountain goat, and painted on the signage is indeed a mountain goat. Up on its hind legs, and then up on its front legs. Do you want to enter?
I mean, yeah. Is
Mhm.
this city big or small enough so we can guess? Is this the only tavern here, or
There
there
would
be
probably be
one or two
multiple,
more?
but this is the one on like the main
Okay.
thoroughfare.
okay, cool.
Okay. You
Should I
enter. You enter the tavern. The tavern is this, as I say, this low-key, quiet bar. There is music being played by a small troop of bards. There's 3 people. They're not sat on a stage. They're just sat in a corner on some stools. You get the sense that they're not necessarily paid to be here, and are more just people jamming, having fun. People flag over waitresses, not as a "I need a drink right over here," instead, and then someone comes over and quietly talks to them, and then goes away and then brings them a drink a few moments later. It's a multi-story bar. It's 2 stories. The second story is kind of open so that you can look down at the first story, and there is a staircase that, because we are doing Theatre of the Mind, Alex doesn't need to work out which way it goes. It goes up.
Thank you.
And all the tables are fairly low down to the point that you're almost sitting on the ground when you're sitting at them. And then there is a bar in the corner that is quite pretty looking. It's carved, and clearly some care has gone into the woodwork here. But you're not seeing any gold or like fancy metal inlays. It's just hewn from wood, in a fairly kind of traditional Elvish style, where it's one with nature but crafted by master craftsmen. The person behind the bar is a human woman with auburn hair. She appears to be in her 40s. What do you guys want to do?
Is there like are there many empty tables? Or
Yeah,
is it, like,
there's plenty of room. It's a big bar and it's reasonably busy, but again quiet. Yeah, there are plenty of spaces available.
And do you guys have like any preference on where to sit, or do we just pick a table? I don't really care.
I'll just pick a table.
While they do that, can I just have a quick scan, see if there's like a bulletin board or anything?
Sure. There is indeed a bulletin board. Yeah, it's a board just on a wall, on one of the outer walls back towards the street. There is a wall, basically like a wooden board, kind of the size of 2 doors, that is got various different notices pinned to it, all in kind of parchment. No printing presses or anything. These are all handwritten notices. Some of them are in Elvish. The vast majority of them are in Common, though, because while this is ultimately an Elvish settlement, it's multicultural enough that rarely is anything written exclusively in Elvish, because all elves can speak Common. What sort of things are you looking for?
Any sort of jobs or bounties?
Okay. The main thing that you can see is that there is indeed a job available. The town Nilnaed is basically calling upon citizens who are able-bodied and willing to basically engage in combat, with assisting with the defense of the kind of outer houses and farms and such like that are near Nilnaed, and therefore technically within Nilnaed's protection, but not within the actual city's walls. As basically, from what you can gather from this notice, there appear to be raids going on from goblins from somewhere in the surrounding countryside. Goblins within Songs, obviously orcs, fully intelligent, fully civilized people who, while they might be by some considered to be slightly more violent in nature, are ultimately, you know, the basic. In terms of inspiration, I've always taken the Mongolians as the inspiration for the orcs. So they have a civilization, they have a culture and everything, and they engage in world politics. They're just a little bit more nomadic than others, essentially. Goblins are not pure evil, but they're not interested in engaging in politics. They're not interested in building cities and getting along with their neighbors. They're interested in money, food, drink. So they tend to have much smaller settlements, and even if they had neighbors of other goblins, they'd go, "Oh, we want your stuff, fuck you!" So they're not evil, but if they're raiding nearby settlements and like farmsteads and what have you, basically just means, hey, easy pickings. Why not?
Okay, cool. I'll remember that in character, and I've written that down in my journal out of character.
Cool.
And I will go back to the tavern.
But that was in the
Could I
tavern,
also-
that notice.
Oh,
was,
in
so-
the tavern.
Yeah, it was just
sorry,
on one wall of the tavern, so you could just go and
Then
look at
I'll-
it while the others are sitting down, sort of thing.
Yeah, then I'll go and sit back down then.
Can I also go take a look?
Yeah, sure. You see the same notice, and there are other notices as well if you want to know some more about the city.
Is there anything about like maybe freelancing, like smithing jobs or whatever, repairs or whatever, something like that maybe?
There is a smith shop, a forge, a blacksmith in the city, and it's not looking for employees or anything, but it does say, you know, if you want to rent a space for adventurers and what have you, then head down to the Callous Arms.
Okay.
Can I just be annoying and do my downtime? I
Sure.
forgot to do. Thank you. It's 5 days, yeah.
Yes, in total.
There you go.
Palace Arm. Yep. Yep. Ooh, nice.
Come Back to the Ruined King has an absolute banger of a soundtrack, by the way.
Yeah. Thinking of replaying it.
Yeah,
Might try it on the hardest difficulty.
I might gravitate back to it within the next year, but I've got so much. I've played Baldur's Gate 3 too much, and I've got other things to play now.
Hey Pete, I got that 20. Can I get a bonus? To my
Yeah,
bonus?
sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys want to order anything at the tavern?
I will. Won't be anything fancy, just like a weak ale.
Yeah, I'll get an ale as well.
Okay. Do you head to the bar, or do you like summon one of the waitresses over?
I'll summon.
I'm heading to the bar,
Okay.
just to be awkward.
Well, Tommy said first, so Tommy, you signal one of the waiting staff, and a halfling woman comes over. Hiya, what can I get you?
I'll look down. I'll get a round of ale for me and my friends.
Okay, that is 5. Round of ale. Gallon on a mug, honey.
What was that, sorry?
Gallon on a mug.
Gallon.
Okie doke. Gallon each or gallon for the table?
Each.
Jesus. Getting pissed tonight, lad.
That will be 10 silver.
This is why I went to the bar.
This is also the first time we've actually had any contact with like a proper civilization, right?
Wow.
Yep.
Way to hate on Melimelle, man.
I mean, yes. I mean, yes.
Okay, I have taken that out of my inventory, and
Is that
I'll
what
give
just
the
like-
10 silver.
Did someone knock his microphone off his arm or something?
Instant karma.
Because what I heard was metal noises, then him going, ah, and now he's muted and looking angry and doing something.
And you can get the recording of that noise, which is the best part.
That's gotta be a soundboard moment.
Man, fuck all this shit, man.
Cool. You head to the bar. Aegis. Hiya. What can I get you? This is the 40-ish woman that I mentioned before. Human, auburn hair.
Just a mug of ale, please.
Mug of ale, 4 copper.
Here we are. I'll hand her some money.
Jeez, you look like you've been on the road for a while.
No longer than anyone else, I'd say, but it's been a while.
Well, no offense, but your clothing looks pretty threadbare. Bear in mind, you probably had, all of you had one outfit on for the past several weeks at this point.
Yeah. No, I didn't realise that this place was like that.
What do you mean?
Well, just coming into the city and from other places I've seen, I didn't think anyone would judge a man like me.
No judgment, just making conversation.
Well. Anyway, here's the
Copper. Thank you. Let me know if you want any food or any more drinks.
right. Thank you.
Alright. Also, my roleplay reason for why the halfling wasn't shocked by Arle's height is because he sat down. And he sat down close to the ground, so she's not looking up like this, she's looking up like this sort of angle, so... Alright. Doing anything else while in the tavern?
Drinking.
So we will have like a gallon of ale, do we?
Everyone except for Aegis has a gallon of ale.
And a mug.
Okay. Right, as soon as we will get our drinks then, I'm gonna pull out my playing cards and say, right, who's for a game?
Playing for coin this time? Says Kytheria.
If the majority are in.
She cocks an eyebrow at the table.
You may not understand Infernal, but you speak another one of my languages.
Yes, well, let's see if I can take some of that money.
We shall see.
Okay. Do we want to play complicated rules or very simplified rules? Very simplified makes it quick, but complicated makes it so that you can actually do more tactics. Simplified is basically just you do a roll.
Let's just do simplified for now.
Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's fine.
I won't partake on it.
I
Okay.
won't partake either, but I want to see who cheats and stuff.
Okay. Is Dai gonna take part? Dai is gonna take part.
Damn, with this like
As Manaleep, I heard that's cheating. He can't partake.
with his future coins. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
actually, he can look into the
He can't
future.
partake. That man can see the future. I ain't having that.
None of you have acknowledged the fact that he's an oracle, so...
Actually, wait a minute. I don't care because I'm not playing. Let him
Exactly. I also
Alright.
don't care if anyone cheats. I just want to know if they do.
So, I guess what we'll do is everyone agree on a bet that they're willing to go up to for this. So what's like your out where you would stop being in the game, essentially.
What are you thinking, Alex?
Or we can make it simplified, but not as simplified, where you can actually like raise and what have you. It's just you need to beat the DC by a certain amount. So like if you fail the DC by a certain amount, then you'd be out, sort of thing. So you'd lose your bet. We could do that if you want to, but
I'd be willing to put up 4 gold. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, probably, but like,
What do you do? DC's like fucking loads, man. It's like half of my money.
I feel like 4 gold is good.
I think most people
I've-
started with 10 gold.
Yeah.
I started with 15, but even then, that's still good. Like,
Oh no, it doesn't seem like much.
I mean,
Mr. Rich guy over here.
I only have 9.
I have 13.5.
50% of your total wealth. Oh, it's not much.
All right.
Ruin's just in for a good time.
The
So,
glass,
do
the
you,
glass
do you
is
just
half
want to
full.
do? So if everyone's happy with 4 gold, we could either do it just like real simple, like you are all betting 4 gold, and whoever wins the roll wins all of it, or
I'm
we
not
can do it the
betting
same.
4 gold.
Okay.
I'll bet 1
Alright,
gold.
let's go 1 gold each then. We'll put
Yeah.
1 gold in.
Okay. 1 gold each. I'm doing just 1 roll. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Especially since
So,
Aldi also
if you
already
have
paid for our shit.
tools, if you have proficiency in the playing cards, then you can roll it, which I think is probably only going to be the ruined. But playing cards is an intelligence roll, you said, isn't it?
It is intelligence, yes.
Wait, you've got proficiency in this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, son of a bitch, I've been trapped.
You can roll dex if you prefer, but that is for sleight of hand, so you are trying to cheat, basically, if you're doing dex.
Maybe I should do that instead.
Depends what sort of guy you are.
No, I'm an honest guy.
Okay, so
We're
let's start
innocent men.
with... let's start with the ruin. Make your roll.
Can I roll with strength and flip the table?
No.
I think that's my best bet.
I mean, if you want to try and, like, of course, no one knows whose money is whose, then you can do that, but you're also currently in a quiet, low-key bar, so it'd be interesting to see what happens if you flip a table.
Well, a fight would be fun.
You're
Then I'll do
11.
the intelligence.
Alright.
Oh boy, oh boy. Are we doing 1 roll or best out 3?
We can do best out of 3 if you want.
You want to do best out 3 for the drama, Alex?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright. So, the Ruined got
Let's
an
see.
11. Arlir got a 9, so currently the Ruined is in the lead, but Dai is also playing. Dai
Oh,
will roll an
shit.
intelligence
Boy,
check.
I'm surprised
future man.
Wait, where's Kytheria?
Kytheria is playing as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Wait, so the 4 gold is the pot?
Yes.
Oh,
Dai has
shit.
beaten the Ruins roll.
Oh,
Dai wins the first round. 1 point to Dai.
just because you can see the bloody future.
Alright. The Ruined, make your intelligence check. Oh, your playing cards check.
So it's best out of 3, not best out of 5. So if die. Oh,
Nat 20.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Technically doesn't guarantee you a win, but
yeah.
Arlir. It does guarantee you a win against Arlir, though. I'm going to say that unless they beat... so basically, both of them could get a higher than a 23 without getting a nat 20. I'm going to say unless they... But not by a lot, so unless they get a nat 20, they're not going to beat your roll, basically, is what I'm going to say. Dai did not get a nat 20. Kytheria very nearly got a nat 1. Okay.
Why was this so tense? This one was really tense, even though they could only win by 1 singular roll.
Alright. The Ruined. For round 3. If you win or if Dai wins, game over. With a 9.
That's bad.
Arlir. It's better. We're 12, he's in the
Oh.
lead.
Uh-oh, die. Oh.
Dai has beaten Arlir.
Oh. Wait,
Come on.
Kytheria still has a chance.
She rolled a 7.
Die
Dai wins the
pot.
pot of 4 gold.
Oh.
This
Who
is the
could have
last.
seen this coming?
This is the last time I gamble with a man from the future.
It's not quite
Can
how
I-
that works, but...
Good game.
Can I roll a perception check to see if anyone tried to cheat at least?
Sure.
Because I was like just watching the whole time.
Yeah.
That's not great.
As far as you can tell, no one cheated. No one rolled with dex.
Shit.
Game, everyone. How do you fancy earning back your loss by going to slay some goblins that are attacking some farmsteads outside of the town?
Now that does sound fun.
I mean, I did have some unfinished business in this town, or at least I had planned. After that, however,
Don't we need to, at some point, get back to the other refugees?
It can only help to increase our reputation in the area.
That's exactly my thinking.
Fuck it. I'm down.
Great.
I can't remember what's on my head, but was there a way of us sending word quickly to them?
Do you have any magical spells, like sending or anything like that? Even sending, I think you need to be able to see them.
does Dai have something like that?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weatherboy? Let me check.
I would very much like to know. Otherwise, we could maybe find someone in this city who...
Oh, for fuck's sake, I just realised something.
What?
Dai has comprehend languages.
Oh,
Wait, I feel like... Wasn't this mentioned before? That he had that?
I don't know. But
That
either
rings
way,
a bell.
either way. He could have translated the stones for you, but you know, he didn't feel like it.
and he understands Infernal.
Yeah. He just stood
let
there
me-
with us trying to figure it out. He's like, ah,
Check.
they
He
got
does
this.
not understand Infernal unless he does comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages basically just translates it for you, so if someone's speaking
Yeah.
Infernal, you just understand the
Right.
common term.
But
Yeah.
obviously he would have to choose to cast it, so...
Yeah.
He does not appear to have any way of sending a message across large distances.
Well, before we fight goblins, let us fill our bellies. I'll call the halfling over again.
Hey, what can I get you?
What food do you have for sale?
Let me pull out my menu real quick. I opened it the
when-
wrong way.
We're not too far in the past for menus then. Cool.
No, but it's just on a wax tablet or something.
Or like an iPad tablet.
yeah.
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 It's one of
Get
my
that iPhone charger real quick.
favorite dumb God, what's his name? I'm suddenly blanking on his name. Hold on. Brian David Gilbert. I knew it was a triple-barreled name, but I couldn't remember what it was. One of my favorite dumb Brian David Gilbert jokes is he has a whole song about how he like gave away his wife's Chromebook to a wizard, and at one point he describes it as a book forged in Chrome, and it's just chef's kiss.
Oh, is that the you tried to shit in my mouth guy from fucking Fantasy High School? Is it that?
No, that's not. That's Lou, who's
Ooh, that's
also
it, yeah.
So he did actually appear in a Fantasy High episode, though. There was a
Oh,
one at like a panel where he appeared as a soft little druid boy who is a theater kid.
Oh god.
All right. What sort of food do you want to buy then?
What are the prices for the different grades?
So here would start at modest, and modest would be 5 silver per head. You could go up to comfortable for 8 silver a head, and that's probably all they serve here because they're not like going to be super wealthy or super
I
cheap.
will buy everyone a comfortable meal.
So that's going to be 8 silver times 6 is 48.
Okay. Paid for.
Everyone has a hearty meal of cooked duck meat, dumplings, a kind of satay-esque sauce, peanut flavored sauce. None of you characters are allergic to peanuts, are they?
Hang on, let me check.
Yeah, they are. You need a health potion. It's the only way to cure it.
No, good.
Yeah, and it's a genuinely wonderful meal. for a lot of you, probably also something you've never had before. Possible that, well, it's possible that any of you have, but it's basically up to you whether you've come across like elven cuisine before. I would say Aegis, almost certainly this is familiar. And it could be familiar to Zila fairly easily. The other two would be, you know, if you wanted to have come across this sort of
Never had
cuisine
it before.
Gotta say,
Stew.
this
Cool.
this is the best meal I have had in 20 years.
Almost certainly true for all of the people involved, to be fair. Yeah, it's basically Chinese food. So if you like Chinese food, if you want your character to like Chinese food, that's basically what you're having right now.
Hell yeah.
I know the ruined like that Tsar.
I was just about to say, the ruin just had stew and pizza.
Pizza.
The ruined invented pizza, canon.
I always thought that was an elvish food along with cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
All right. You have a hearty lunch, and 2 hours later, you finished your meal. Your stomachs feel stuffed, and it honestly, unless you actively try not to eat your fill, you probably eat enough for it to hurt, because you've gone so long of kind of, obviously when you were in enslavement, you were barely eating anything, all of you, especially the ruined. And since then, while you've been eating better, you've still been getting by on, you know, rations and trying to make sure you've got enough for the next day, sort of thing. This is the first time that you can really gorge yourselves, and it's good food as well. So yeah, unless you kind of take active steps to not overdo it, you probably eat to the point where your stomachs hurt because they're not used to being this full.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll
Man,
shove that shit
It's
in.
a good bad feeling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It doesn't feel good, but it feels good that it doesn't feel good.
It's a
I got
baby.
I got a 6'7" size tummy ache right now.
Damn.
Okay. Obviously, some of you are also drinking entire gallons of ale, so some of you, to be fair, with that amount of food, it probably balances out a little bit, but you're probably not the most sober lot anymore.
Yeah, can I roll a Constitution saving throw to see
Yeah, I
if
was
the ruin's
also
just
gonna
on
ask.
the floor?
Sure, yeah, let's see how drunk we are. Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, elves are fucking immune to alcohol, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all are immune to alcohol, what the fuck?
Aegis, you've only had a mug, but is everyone else
I-
is doing it?
I was gonna say I've only had a mug, but I was gonna roll as well because I'm gonna make my guy a lightweight. So well,
Oh my god, please. That one. He's passed out. Yes.
He's not passed out, but you
Yeah.
are definitely inebriated.
that's why I ordered the mug.
Can I
I'm also going to roll for the other two.
Can I tell how old Aegis is, by the way?
Sure.
Since I'm elvish, I should probably be able to like, roughly know.
You can make an estimate. Just give me an insight check.
Bob.
Kyfuria and Dai are also both quite inebriated. Zila, he's an
ancient.
Eladrin. Yeah, he's an Eladrin. They live longer than elves. You're not sure.
I mean,
Really hard place.
old enough to look like a matured elf.
Yeah, it's just like I
But-
don't know.
I don't know. You don't know if it's been centuries
Yeah.
or not. I mean, from the remark I made of that's the best meal I've had in 20 years, you know I'm at least over 20.
True. Actually,
Oh,
with
that-
that net one, I probably didn't make that connection.
I think he could be under 20, to be honest.
He might be 16.
Was he born a slave?
What you're fairly certain of, though, is that in his maybe under 20 years of living, he's probably never had a cheeseburger.
Damn.
No elvish
you're missing
wood
out,
elf
man.
delicacy of cheese.
You are missing out.
Does anyone want to pursue objectives immediately after the meal and drinking, or do people want to set that off?
Maybe look for, or actually, I'll go to the barkeep, because those people tend to give out a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask her, do you have anyone who's like well versed in magic in this city? A place I can go, a certain person.
We don't have any resident mages or anything like that specifically. What sort of thing are you looking for?
Well, we, if possible, of course, would like to send a message to a group of people somewhat far away from here. And if we wouldn't have to do the trip, that would do us a great service. But
I mean, we have carrier pigeons in town. There's a mail house, but
that could work. Would you mind telling me where we find that?
sure. You're new to town, right?
Yes.
Let me write you down some instructions. She goes and grabs a piece of parchment and a quill, and we'll give you some instructions of like turn left here, then you see this, turn right there, sort of thing.
I don't have to write that down. I'll just know from where the stuff is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Then I'll toss her. I'll toss her a silver piece. Just
Appreciate it.
up. Cool. Yeah, that's me. Oh, actually, I'll let the others know. We could send a carrier pigeon or two back to our camp and let the people know where we are.
Not
But we
exactly
wouldn't
the
have to make
same
the
as
entire trip.
leading them through the mountains, says Kaisharia.
I would rather head back, bring them here ourselves, especially with the dangers we've seen on the way.
Counterpoint. Don't really owe them anything.
Aren't our people there too? Out of character.
There are tieflings there, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I give a stern look. It's like I got no filter right now. I'm tipsy as
Full
fuck.
drunk,
There is a
just like,
stern
yeah.
look.
I'm gonna join in with that.
Yeah.
Her face
Yeah.
is like, what did you just say?
The ruined also joins in, noticing that they're doing the same thing.
What-
Did he
what's-
actually hear why
What's
they're doing
happening?
stern looks,
The
or is he
table
just
appears to
doing
have gone quiet.
No, he knows why they're doing it. It's just he wouldn't usually give like a stern look, but he just doesn't really know how to like handle a party member being
Guys, wait, where have you
like
gone?
everyone.
I wasn't saying leave them behind. I'm just saying, do we really need to trek back for over a week? And then trek all the way back here again? Carrier pigeon could suffice.
What if they run into trouble? Go off trail. We wouldn't know where to find them. We wouldn't know they're missing.
Fine.
Should we not find them accommodation first?
I would agree with that at least.
Yes.
I don't think. Well, how many people are in the camp? Like an estimate?
Maybe less than 100, but not by a lot. So like 80 to 100.
So it's
sort
like
of
a
range.
big group of people. It's like
Yes.
a clump of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Yeah.
That job for like helping defend the farmsteads and everything, is that like posted by like the town guard?
Yes.
For example?
Yeah. There is a town. What's the word I'm looking for? There isn't a town military per se. There are essentially people who are of a military background or like a fighting background who volunteer to protect the city. It's like, so no one is officially like employed as like the army. There is a town guard, but there's not an army or anything like that. And it's basically calling upon able-bodied people to assist with that.
Cool.
It does give you an address of like where to go as well if you want to like sign up for that. So.
Yeah, well, I think that's our best deal. We see what we can do for these people, and in return, we can bring our people here.
I mean, I know I said that we could recoup our losses by taking that job, but it probably wouldn't be in our best interest to take their money and then say, oh, by the way, we have just less than 100 people that we want you to accommodate in your town.
Don't we don't ask for money?
It's funny that you bring that up. There's something I've been stewing in my head that I wanted to talk about.
Oh?
I'll lean on the table and take a big gulp of my fucking gallon of ale. And I'll so, like you say, we have a lot of people. A lot of people to just throw in a town. Sure, they might be able to keep them up for a little while if they, you know, get their hands dirty around the place, but it's not gonna last forever. So what I'm thinking is, perhaps we find board here for our people. Win over the people by doing this job, maybe a few others. And get them a place to stay and work for a few months or whatever. And we venture deeper into this nation. We find its ruler, we do jobs for them. We see if we can secure some land permanently for us to build our own town for our people.
Sounds good to me.
They need a home. That's theirs.
That would require a lot of stuff.
We have been working all tirelessly with no reward. Except for knowledge and experience. We can use that for our own gain for a change.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree.
Very well. What about the rest of you?
I agree as well, but I have to clarify that I'm not planning on settling down anytime soon.
Oh,
None of us have to. It's for our people.
Well, don't get me wrong, it's an idea.
The idea I can get behind.
Once one set of people are sorted out, there are many others that require the same.
Aye.
So now all we need to do is find a place that will just allow us to build a town.
Like
Not
I said,
you, but not a lot of places will do that.
we don't know until we ask. Of course, we'll have to get the attention of the right people, but something tells me this group is up to that task.
We are a charming bunch, after all.
Yes.
So we just leave them up in the mountains until we build a home. That could be a while.
Not the mountains. What?
No, we bring them here for a few
Yes.
months until we've built something.
Oh, I get it now.
I think he's had a little bit too much to drink.
I
I'll
don't
lean
know
in.
what you're talking about, says Dai. Dai clearly is in his chair.
Do you guys need to lay down?
It's fine. It's just your drinks are stronger than mine.
I was never any good at consuming the alcohol.
Perhaps now would be a good time to try and win my money back, Dai.
He can still see the future. Don't forget.
Again, do you say that in character?
Actually, because
'Cause
I
if
got
you-
a really good roll. I got a really good
Yeah,
roll. So I
if you say that in character,
Sure.
everyone's gonna suddenly clock onto what you're saying, which no one else has consciously
You know what?
realized yet.
Sure.
Okay.
I said that in character.
Okay. A bunch of you suddenly remember stories you've heard of oracles, blind magic users who can see the future.
Do I see how like that kind of all of a sudden clicks in their head?
Sure, how
like-
does everyone react to that piece of information?
Kind of, my eyes dart around a bit, like sorting it out in my head. Oh,
Wait, was that
this
not
makes
obvious?
sense.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know where you come from, but that's not exactly common.
I'm not even sure I believe it yet.
A time-traveling oracle.
It does make my perception of things complicated.
Die. What number am I gonna hold up? And I have
Seven.
like, and I hold like, yeah, okay, sure. I hold like 7 behind my back, and I'll reveal it. Damn, he's good.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely not just predictable.
I'm gonna leave my hands just down by my side, not doing anything. How many fingers am I going to hold up?
You're hiding yours from view, that's not fair.
You're blind.
There are other ways to see.
Also, I wasn't going to hold any up, so, not sure if I believe this.
Strictly speaking, the way that I can see is by seeing brief glimpses into my own future. So, if someone reveals 7 fingers, I can see that before it happens.
So did you know you were going to end up here?
No, I mean, here? He points at the table.
Well, here. And I'll make a dome, as in greater scale, here in time.
I assume you're gesturing greater scale. No. This was an unforeseen scenario. The way that I see is essentially through predictability. Everything, even far in the future, it's all about variables and what's most likely to happen, not what is going to happen. So as you can imagine, doing something that was, at the time, completely undocumented beyond theory was not likely to happen.
I see. Do you ever see different ways things can play out?
All the time. It's the very nature of our ability is to see all of the possibilities. Well, not necessarily all of them, but a variable of them. And then,
It sounds like a... Oh, sorry.
and then make a prediction. Some oracles will convince you that they can see the future. No, you can see possible and likely futures.
I'll be frank with you. That sounds like a curse.
If not gifted, likely.
You're seeing these possible and different futures. Can you do it while walking?
Yes.
Curious. You must have very good spatial awareness.
It varies. If someone's going to threaten my life, or I'm about to trip over a log, my spatial awareness tends to be pretty good. When I'm sat and there's no reason for there to be a potential threat, I'm not really fully aware of my surroundings right now. I'm aware of you lot, but you tell me to tell you how many people are in the bar. I have no idea.
Not sure if I could either after this lot, and I'll just look into the ale.
Apparently, one of the guys decided to start singing in the corner.
Sea of Thieves!
Hmm. Hopefully, we don't get DMCA
Yeah,
strike.
it's just me singing in the background as well.
Kypheria will also join in because it fits her background to know this song.
I don't know it. That's the problem. I'm doing it very
Okay,
badly.
she does know the lyrics, so.
Well, bottoms up. I'll lift up my flagon. Finish off my gallon.
Alright,
To that.
so I think that's a pretty good place to end it.
Yeah.
Almost perfectly on time as well. Alright. Thank you everyone for joining us for yet another episode of Dragonriders. The group have now made it to the first large settlement. They have a quest in mind, try and win over the hearts and minds of the people of Nilnaed. Nearly fucked it up. And then return to their people. We should be good for next Wednesday. No bullshittery has come my way yet from work. So
Excellent.
Next when? Sorry, Thursday.
next Wednesday.
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 I was gonna
Normal
say.
day.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for joining. Have a wonderful week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.